Outside in the warm Miami air, Winchell turned to me.
What was your name again, kid?
It's still Heller. Nathan S. Heller.
Aren't you gonna spell it?
Look, I don't want to be in your story.
Good, because you're not. You're Chicago, right?
Born and bred.
What do you make of that, in that cell back there?
You're New York. What do you make of it?
It's horseshit. I think that little bastard hit Cermak. I think he thinks he's dying from that stomach of his, and the mobsters probably promised to support his family back in Italy in return for him taking Tony out, and for his silence. What do you think?
I think you're right on the money. But if you print it, nobody will believe a word.
What's the guy to do? Bullshit they'll believe. Take it from me. Facts only bore 'em.
Hey, let's get media. Nope, let's get physical media. Okay, that's a funny name. Okay, I'm Breck. I directed The Crazies, and I'm really excited that we're coming to physical media with a new HDR transfer this spring. Check it out. All right. Hey, let's get physical media. I'm so glad there are fans of actually buying DVDs out there. I'm really excited that Crazies will be coming with a new HDR transfer to physical media, to 4K and HDR, ready to show you guys. So check it out. That was terrible. Hey, let's get physical media. So happy that there are fans of the Crazies out there and fans that are gonna buy the physical disc. We're doing a new HDR transfer, which I'm thrilled to be putting out there, and I hope you guys will check it out.
Well, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your Duke of Dope Discourse and your Pharaoh of Physical Media. That's right, me, Robert Meyer Burnett. And I'm coming at you with, what is this? Let's Get Physical Media episode 208. Oh my God. It's hot as balls in this mug, but I got some air conditioning going. It doesn't usually work by the time I get to 1 o'clock and the show's over. I'm drowning. But that doesn't matter because I got someone here to help me. Someone here to throw me a lifeline if life gets too tough. If the bullshit comes up to here, I've got a man who's going to save me. I don't know how, but he's going to come all the way from Saarbrücken, Deutschland, and he's going to make sure that your old Bobster here is going to be okay. And that's, of course, Mr. Dieter Bastian.
Rob, unfortunately, I can't save you. The summer is back here in full swing, and I say, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Dieter here in Rocky Like Hurricane, and welcome to the B&B Motel for a Saturday edition, which is totally great for me because I have not seen Weapons. I will see it tomorrow because there's only one showing in English, which will be tomorrow, and it would be at the time around when we do our show. So for me, it's great that Rob said, come, let's do it Saturday. Let's do it tonight.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me you wouldn't save me? Did you just say
I would,
you couldn't?
Rob, but it's hot here too, Rob.
Oh, really? Just because it's hot, you're not going to come save me? If I was in real trouble, I couldn't trust you to get on a transatlantic
don't
flight.
believe in air conditioning.
Oh man, that's really disappointing, dude. I thought we were friends. I thought this meant something. I thought the bond that we had doing the show, like in this cruel world, that I had a real friend that would be there for me if I needed you.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Rob, we were cut off last week, a little bit short, a little bit rudely, and I would say I have some leftovers from last week because I have a letter from Paul and Brunotto.
Oh yeah, let's just start. Yeah, let's do the last week. I'm sorry, by the way.
I didn't get around to read. Yeah,
that was rude.
So I would like to start with the letter from Paul Allen.
Because it's your
Brunotto.
show, Bear. Go right ahead. Wait, sorry, I interrupted you.
Let's get physical media.
I interrupted you. Let's start. Let's take a deep breath. The floor is yours.
Calm down. Letter from Paul Allen Brunotto. Let's get physical media. Summer movie releases in August 1975. Howdy, Rob, Dieter, and the live chat. Welcome back to summer film releases of 75. The first on the list is Akira Kurosawa's Dersu Asala, shot in Russia in 70mm. His only film to shot in this format, which I didn't know, and is quite surprising. His other movies weren't shot this way. Can you imagine Ran in 70mm? Wow. Kurosawa must have had a host of technical issues shooting this on location. It's a beautiful and haunting movie that won the Best Foreign Film Academy Award in 1976. It's available on DVD and Blu-ray.
I own
Next is Raymond Chandler's classic noir novel, Farewell My Lovely, from 1940, which was first adapted on big screen as Murder My Sweet in 1944. This particular version starred Robert Mitchum, Charlotte Rampling, John Ireland, Sylvia Miles, Harry Dean Stanton, Joe Spinell, scene-chewing villain from Star Crash, and I love it, Jack O'Halloran, and a young Sylvester Stallone. Not the best vision of the film noir in the 1970s, but there's enough elements to enjoy, and it's Robert Mitchum in the 1970s. This movie is available on DVD and Blu-ray, but it's also streaming on a variety of platforms like Foursome, never heard of that, Peacock, Plex, Pluto TV, Prime Video, Roku channel, and Tubi. Until next week's final letter of summer movie releases of 1975, catch you later, Alan Brunotto, which gives us always a little bit of a history. What was happening in 50 years back. And Rob, I have not watched your observations yet about Weapons, just the beginning, but I heard you were a little bit disappointed. You were expecting a little bit of a different movie.
No, my observations kind of covers that. I have mixed thoughts, but then I've kind of come around to certain ways of thinking.
Okay.
So, but I can't really say if you haven't seen the movie, I don't want to say anything.
Yeah, I haven't seen.
By the way,
we need to talk about. Yeah.
I want to flex.
Okay.
Tomorrow, if we had done this show tomorrow, it would have been August 10th. It's August 9th. We're doing it.
Yeah.
August 10th is the actual day and date 75th anniversary of one of the greatest movies ever made. From 1950. One of the greatest movies ever made. One of the greatest movies about Hollywood. One of the greatest movies about art. Sunset Boulevard. Billy Wilder's Sunset Boulevard. And if I just might take this moment to flex.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, most people don't give a fuck. But anyway, Sunset Boulevard and All About Eve, both 1950s. Sunset Boulevard was nominated for 3 Academy Awards. Or pardon me, it was nominated for 11 Academy Awards. It won 3. It was competing with All About Eve. All About Eve and Sunset Boulevard. They're both movies about art. They both came out in 1950. One's about the theater, one's about movies. And they're both 2 of my favorite films of all time. So, Dietz, let me show you. Oh, I gotta switch so you can see with the actual. So look what arrived from the UK almost on its 75th birthday. Look at this box set from the UK, from Paramount. I ordered this bad boy a long time ago. Look at this. I don't think domestically we're getting a nice box set like this.
Okay.
So this box set has, of course, Sunset Boulevard. And in it, it's got 2 discs. One, of course, I mean, this is, I haven't even put this in. It's got Dolby Atmos, Dolby Vision, which is great. And then it's got a disc of extras. And yeah, I probably have to use my multi-region player to watch the extras, but I don't care.
Rob, it's Paramount. It should be region free, actually.
Oh, well, then there you go. It comes with this the behind the scenes photo book for Sunset Boulevard. Ooh, it's got cool. Oh, look at these cool photos. Look at that, ravishing.
Okay.
So it's got that. It's got. I love this. It's got another booklet of swag. This is the script that they're writing in the movie.
Yeah.
And inside there's just a bunch of cool stuff. There's
so it's not actually not the script.
No, there's this just a Sunset Boulevard. Yeah. Of course, they made a musical out of this. Andrew Lloyd Webber did a musical. Wow, there's all kinds of stuff in here. Let's see what these are. Yeah, you've got art cards. This is nice. Norma Desmond's little note, mad about the boy, from Norma Desmond. You've got a lobby card or recreation of the lobby card set. And this picture has a explanation here. And then you've got a bunch of photos and with quotes on the back. I won't take them out now. But I was very excited that there's even more. There's there's posters in here, all different kinds of posters. Wow, this is chock-a-block full of stuff. You go, Paramount Pictures. I mean, you don't normally do this stuff, but you did in the UK. You know why? Because everything in the UK, apparently the people that work for both Paramount and Warner Brothers now, when they have such a significant motion picture released, they take it seriously. They give collectors what we want. So there you go, everybody. The Sunset Boulevard UK edition with all kinds of swag and the 4K. So very, very excited to have it. And it showed up yesterday. I love the fact that it showed up basically for the movie's 75th anniversary. And it before I opened it up, it had a 75th anniversary. It has a sticker on the front. So there you go, kids. That's my flex. I know the young people out there probably haven't seen it and don't give a fuck. But this is one of the greatest movies ever made, and it's also one of the greatest movies ever made about Hollywood. So
Nice.
There you go, Deets. Sunset Boulevard box set from the UK. Let's go.
Awesome. You can easily continue, Rob, if you have more stuff to show.
Oh, I don't have that much stuff, but if you want me to continue,
Because we are too early to report on box office.
Yeah, there's stuff to talk about. Got a nice little Warner archive. Got a little Warner archive box. Gary Cooper, Lauren Bacall, and Patricia Neal in Bright Leaf. This is actually a Warner Brothers movie. And it's a classic tale of ambition, wealth, and power. It says right on the box. Haven't seen that. Now, this looks pretty great. Max Allen Collins has probably seen this. I mean, Richard Widmark, Lauren Bacall, Charles Boyer. I mean, The Cobweb. Oh, man, this must be great.
Oh, okay.
And Vincent Minnelli directed this, and it's his classic film of menace and madness, The Cobweb. And you know, the folks over at Warner Archive, led by the great George Feltenstein, releasing the bangers. And look, here's a movie that stars Jane Powell and Khan Noonien Singh, Ricardo Montalban. They're really into the Ricardo movies. 10 great song numbers, 2 weeks with love. You know, that's all Khan needed. And maybe, you know, Khan did win the eugenics wars because he made it out in space. And then this is something that I'm really interested. Robert Taylor and Ava Gardner and Mel Ferrer in CinemaScope, Knights of the Round Table. I've never even seen this, but it looks great. So, Sworn by the Swords to King and Country. I mean, 4 bangers from Warner Archive. That could be like 2 mules for Sister Sarah, but 4 bangers from Warner Archive this week. Thank you, Warner Archive. And then also, randomly, they sent me The Little Things. John Lee Hancock's The Little Things, a serial killer movie with Denzel Washington, Rami Malek, and Jared Leto. And you know, this was the first of the Warner Brothers movies that was day and date on HBO Max and in theaters during the pandemic. And I saw it. I only watched it once. I wasn't taken. I didn't love this movie, but it's got great performances in it. So you know, I'll try it again. Whatever.
Yeah,
but then
it's good to give it a second watch.
But then I got a little box from Australia.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean you already showed it, but I just got the regular version of Hardware, of Richard Stanley's Hardware.
Nice.
So it's pretty cool. You know, I didn't feel the need to bust out on the special edition, the big box set. But you know what I did feel the need?
It's always great, Rob, if you have different options. You know, you don't always need to go for the big ones.
No. But this I had to go for the big box on this. And you know, Umbrella, when they do their big boxes, come on, man.
I actually, Rob, wanted to save it for last week.
Oh my. I love this movie, The Spears Brothers. in 2019, the most precious resource is us. Dude, this is another banger from Umbrella. First of all, I love this movie. I really hope that they do Predestination. I really do, because they also did, the Spirit Brothers also did Predestination. And by the way, as you point out, they made the back card small enough to slide in the box.
All right.
See, those people at Umbrella, they know what's up. You know, these. I have to say that Umbrella and Second Sight are I mean, you know, there's other great horror labels, but Umbrella and Second Sight go the extra mile.
And,
I mean, there's spot UV printing on the back of this. I mean, all over this box. It's so cool.
I know you don't care, Rob. What number do you have on the slip? On the slip.
I have number 96 out of 1,500.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's pretty low. I've got 461. So
I mean, even everything in here. There's a hardcover book. I mean, this, you know, you get your of course art cards, but this is a full on hardcover book. This is awesome.
Yeah.
So I really love these 4K box sets. I mean, you know, I've got more on order, like Night of the Jugger and stuff like that, but yeah, so was very happy to get this. Really love this movie. Really like the Spirit Brothers. And, yep. So there you go. That's what I got this week.
Nice.
I know, let's see, in country, my Arrow Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is in the United States. It hasn't shown up yet. My Master and Commander is somewhere en route, in transit. So, yeah.
Nice.
Things are coming. That's what I got.
Okay. I got a nice segue. Actually, you gave me a nice segue, Rob, considering Richard Stanley and hardware. The first one that I will show, I actually didn't purchase for myself. The great thing about our show is that I have made some contacts and I could help out a German friend who were looking for this documentary from Richard Stanley about the island of Dr. Moreau.
Oh, yeah, that's a great documentary.
I got him the American version because I told him it says it's region free, and this is the 3D set, but it's, of course, still sealed. I will send it to him when he gets back from his vacation, Lost Soul. All the shenanigans about making that movie. So, let me see, Rob, where I saved it all here in a box for today. Store them all in a little box. So, the first one, media book. It's always good to have a cop on the streets, and especially if it's Maniac Cop 1 and 2. This is German media book. Comes with two 4Ks and 2 Blu-rays for, of course, both movies. And of course, we have the media book part in it with actually a lot of text. I see. So not many pictures to show. So first one, Maniacop 1 and 2, media book, 4K and Blu-ray. So four disc set. Actually, put it aside. The next one I watched this afternoon before I put the lights up. For me, one of my favorite movies of Joe Dante. Had a blast once again. I have seen it many times. I got the steelbook for Small Soldiers. It's really nice. I was surprised, Rob, considering the 4K, it only features the DTS track and subtitles. So there's no different audio tracks, no different subtitles. That was a little bit strange, actually, to see. So let me just see if the inside is printed too. See a little bit of Archer here. So we have the 4K and probably, I would assume, the old Blu-ray of it. One of my favorites, Small Soldiers. Can't believe it's already over a quarter of a century old. Small Soldiers. Then let me just see what I got in those box set. The first one, this one, Rob, I already showed you, Influencer from Shudder. And I always said it makes a great double feature with this one, also from Shudder, Sissy from Australia. I already own the German versions of those movies, but they came both together with 0 special features, but the American editions now come with special features. And like Influencer, we have, when it comes to Sissy, a booklet too for the
You know, they're making a sequel to Influencer called Influencers. That's true. I'm not joking. That's true.
Okay. That would be great, because I love both movies, make a great double feature, especially considering our social media age. So really glad that Shudder put out Sissy in actually almost the same kind of way too. Sissy and Influencer. Let me just see here. Next one. Where do we start? Okay. I can make those two together. I'm always thrilled when Rob features them in the news section. So I've got both Terrifying Girls movies that came out from is it Discotheque? No, it's just see. No, it's Discotheque. Yeah. And I had to go to IMDb to see which actually is the first one, because they all came out in 1973, and I think Lynch Law Classroom is the first one. Get a different artwork underneath. I haven't gotten around to them. Even the inside is printed. So awesome. And the other one came out later in 1973. Delinquent Convulsion Group. Again, different artwork underneath it. And, of course, demonetized. Printed inside too. So the two Terrifying Girls. Where do I go from here into the books? Okay, I make this
Where
one.
do I go
You were
from
here? You were talking about this movie on the John Campea show this week, and for me, there's only one thing to say. This is, for me, the franchise comeback of the year, of course. And I've got the American version of just the normal one.
It's a nice cover, though.
Final Destination. I couldn't wait for the German.
I like that
steelbook.
cover better than the key art. That's really good.
Yeah, I wanted to have this one, and I totally, like I said, had a blast with the movie. Totally fulfilled, like Rob said on the John Campea show. It understand its assignment completely. For me, the franchise comeback of the year. Final Destination 6, Bloodlines. Okay, this one was a nice sci-fi thriller. I had to wait because the release date was actually pretty early on. I don't know what the holdup was, but now finally it's here. So Isaac Gonzalez and Aaron Paul. I got a sci-fi movie. Ash, nothing specific to it, just a shiny O-ring, and it features actually some special features. That's always nice. So Ash, nice sci-fi. Just see. I don't know if Rob has shown this. I'm not sure anymore. But I got from Shout Factory. Alexander.
I haven't got that yet. I gotta get that. I have the big box. Okay. I have the big box set of that. I just haven't got it yet. They're doing a great job. I should give a shout out.
With Oliver Stone. Yeah.
I should give a shout out to Oliver Stone's music supervisor. I don't know if I said this. His name was Bud Carr, and I used to know his daughter 30 years ago, back in the 90s, and he passed away. And Bud Carr was an incredible music supervisor. He did things like Natural Born Killers, and his daughter Elizabeth was always very sweet, very cute, and I reached out to her because he went in for a simple operation and passed away. So it was really unexpected, and it was funny, because I was reading an article about him, and then it was like people you people you may know appeared in Facebook, and it was her. And I'm like, oh my God, I haven't seen Elizabeth Carr in like 30 years. I mean, I reached out to her and offered my condolences, but Bud Carr had a great career as a music supervisor. He was a music supervisor on Heat, Michael Mann's Heat.
Oh, okay. Nice. So this has only, as far as I understand it, the final cut on it. So there are no different versions because the Blu-ray in it are special features for the movie.
Right.
Alexander, we visited. And I think I have some cool special DVD editions for the movie. Somewhere,
I do
in the
too.
mess.
I do too. I don't care what anyone says. I like that movie. I think it's woefully miscast.
I must rewatch it, Rob. I haven't seen it in
It's
in
pretty
miscast,
but I liked it.
Yeah. Okay. Rob, you showed it last week. We talked a little bit already about it. I got the Diabolic set too. Even if I have the German ones, I love that they have all 3 movies.
Yeah, Max Allen Collins is going to be talking about this later. He's going to talk about the set.
Actually, Rob, I switched actually the inside of the inlay because it's the same as the slip. So I rather have actually here the collection of the movies on the outside because the slip is the same, would be the same. So I actually changed it, Rob. And I'm glad to have just the 3 movies together. And I'm actually more used to watching movies with English subtitles than German. So this is a nice one, Kino Lorber. You put them all 3 together, but I still have to watch the last one. Blind buy for me, Rob. It was on the Criterion sale. Price reduced. I bought Choose Me. So it comes with the 4K, I believe. Yeah, 4K. And Blu-ray. And it has the typical Criterion. It looks like the typical, fold-out booklet. And considering Thomas Logan, I saved the sticker, Thomas. It's behind here with the director's approval. But this is a blind buy for me. Actually.
Oh, that's that's Criterion. Is that a Criterion? Because Criterion put that out.
That's a Criterion.
Yeah, in 4K.
Yeah, Criterion. Yeah.
I love that movie.
It was nicely price reduced. I skip a little bit to the big one, Rob, because you already featured it, and you said this will probably make your top 10 of this year. I had to wait a little bit longer because I don't think I could order from the website itself, so I had to wait on Amazon. But I got my Beyond box.
Did you get the big? Yeah, you got the big box set, dude. Unbelievable.
And like you said, Rob. Like you said, because I love actually those pockets with the discs.
Oh yeah.
Some are not a fan, those kind of storage, but I have no problem with it, considering the protective layer. And I think, Rob, considering what we are getting here, that the price, I think it was $70, is actually pretty fair, considering what are you getting here.
Oh yeah, like 6 discs or whatever. It's insane.
Plus the booklet, which contains different poster artworks from the different countries, and of course Germany is in here somewhere too, I have seen. So here are the German ones. Über dem Jenseits, das ist schon the Zombies dort.
Yeah, that set is definitive. It's so incredible.
Yeah. So really nice that I got it finally too, and I love how they put this one together. And I have to think about it. I don't know if I have anything else from Grindhouse this far. Could be wrong, but certainly not many titles from Grindhouse that I own. At least I don't think so. So the Beyond set. So just see what I got here. He promised me mediocrity. I can't say for sure. I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, okay.
Oh,
I got Arcade 2.
dude, that
But I
disc
didn't
is
get
not
it
good.
right.
Remember when you watch it,
Yeah, you told
it's
me.
an AI upscale. It's just
Okay, Rob. Okay, I
Oh.
will go in with hopefully the right expectations. Okay. So, yeah. Left. This is the German release for VHS Beyond, and I don't know if I can make it bigger here. So what you're seeing here, Rob, is not the usual ratings board. So this prop skipped ahead, the regular ones. So it's a little bit like what in America would be, I would say, unrated. So this is actually not. So they skipped. So they skipped the regular way to get it uncut.
Wouldn't VHS Beyond be VHS Laserdisc, VHS DVD, VHS Blu-ray, or VHS 4K? Wouldn't that be what it is? I'm just asking.
VHS Beyond, luckily uncut, considering which would mean, Rob, even with the 18, if you want to have this movie with an 18 certificate, there would have been made some censorship with the title to get it to an 18. And they said, no, let's go a step further. Rob, when it comes to director Neil Marshall, I always think, perhaps most people, of The Descent, Dog Soldiers, Doomsday, and I always forget about this movie, but I'm really looking forward to watch it again. It came out from Turbine again, Centurion.
Ooh, that's nice. I love Neil Marshall. I really like that movie. It's fun.
I haven't seen it in forever, but this is not a 4K. Those are just 2 Blu-rays, but it comes with Dolby Atmos sound, or you can have the DTS Auro sound here.
Wow.
So, like I said, we have Dog Soldiers and The Descent. Nice media book, but I haven't seen it in probably forever. I don't know. Yeah, so Asterix, comics. So really looking forward to watching it again. I think there were 2 motives that you could choose for Centurion. Then 3 left. When it comes to our friend who, of course, watches the show, but then goes to the Bad Canadian Kid instead of coming here, Scott Adkins, Rob. Nice media book for Wolf Warrior, the movie he made actually in China. So it's actually a Chinese movie. So he's actually not, he's of course bad guy, but he's not actually the main protagonist here. It comes to the movie, and this was a blast, Rob. Wolf Warrior is totally a hoot, as you would say. And I have number 95 of 150. But like you said, Rob, everything can be made better with ninjas.
That's right.
I've got another one with Scott. I got this movie from him, Ninja 2, that he made, which is actually, I think, one of his best. If I had to do ranking, but those are not 4K sets; those are just Blu-ray sets. So I couldn't pass on them. So special thanks here, Ninja 2 with Scott. So it's 2 Scott Adkins title, and I have only one title left, Rob. And I know you're not on the Schmodown anymore. The Schmodown is not.
There is no
anymore.
Schmodown anymore.
Yeah, exactly, Rob. So we never gotten your turn to a babyface, but I have a little bit of a movie trivia question. Do you know, Rob, the title of the most successful German movie considering viewer attendance?
The most successful German movie in terms of viewer attendance. Das Boot?
No, Rob. It's actually a comedy from Michael Bulli Herbig. It's called Der Schuh des Manitou.
Wait
which
a
came
minute.
out now in 4K. Correct, Rob.
What the fuck is
The
that?
Boot from Manitou. It's
I know
a
what the
spoof
Manitou
movie,
is.
Rob, from 2001, and Michael Bully Herbig is coming out next week. Actually, Rob, almost quarter of a century later, with a sequel to the biggest successful movie here in Germany. It has almost close to 12 million viewers. 12 million viewers saw this movie when it came out. It was based on a TV show that he had, where he made a little bit sketches for those old stuff. Yeah, they even had Star Trek stuff that they
Wow.
did homage or made fun of. And the first feature movie that he did from that show was this movie. And this was a big success, Rob. And of course, today, a lot of people, it wasn't that good, as it always is, Rob, Look back. And of course, there is stuff in it that probably would not be flying today. It is a little bit like Airplane, stuff like that, like
Okay.
Naked Gun, in that kind of vein. And they actually, Rob, they did, unfortunately, it isn't featured here. They actually did even an English dub for the movie, because the movie was so successful. So they did even an English dub, which was only available on the DVD. It's not actually featured here. But they released the movie in 4K now with the Blu-ray of special features. And the director, Michael Bully Herbig, was even featured in an American movie with Jim Carrey. I saw an interview with him where he really praised the actor. I think it was the movie with the magicians with Steve Carell, I think, where he did play a little bit of a German magician. But this actually, Rob, as a little bit movie trivia, their shoe, this Manitou. If somebody asks you what is the most successful German movie, considering viewer attendance,
There you
their
go.
shoe is Manitou from 2001. And next week, there will be coming the sequel, and it will be totally interesting for me to see if he at least can pull in some viewer attendance again. Because, viewer attendance here, let's not talk about those numbers today. Those numbers you can't reach anymore. No chance. No chance in hell. Like back in the day. So this was my whole Rob.
Well, that's a good haul, eclectic haul. Not a lot of mainstream stuff for us, but we got some eclectic stuff. You know what else I got in the mail? Stubble McShave sends in a tip, and it says, "Did you get the book?" I got a book. It's still in my car. I got a book in the mail, a rando book with no explanation. I had to look around, like I'm reading. I'm like, oh, it came from. It's about a Swedish secret agent or something. It looked great. And I'm like, where is that? What is? And then I'm like, there's only one person who sends me. I love getting random books in the mail. But at first I was confused and perplexed because I wondered, did I order this? But it came from Stubble McShave. So Stubble McShave sends in a tip and says, "Did you get the book? I read those books in the 90s and really enjoyed them. I found it a good price with no shipping. Those books are hard to find now, especially in English, so I had to get it. I hope you check it out. I think it's right up your alley." Well, it's funny because I like to, around where I live, there's a park called Prospect Park here in Redlands. And a lot of the time I'll go grab some food and I go up and I just park next to the park and I'll eat my lunch. So I started reading yesterday. I started reading that book and it's right up my alley, Stubble. So
Okay.
I kind of get obsessed with books. So I leave them in my car because wherever I go, like I'll be outside the grocery store and like I actually this happened yesterday, so I had to go in and buy some like dog food. But I'll sit in the grocery store parking lot when it's 110 degrees outside with my air conditioning on, and I read the book for like 20 minutes before I decided. I'm like, okay, I'll go in. So it's now become this book that is living in my car, and I read it. Like I'll read it out before I go into John's office, the studio or whatever. So. And then sometimes Elizabeth has called me on the phone. She's like, "Why are you just down the street from the house? What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm sitting next to Prospect Park. I'm just reading a book." Because the problem is when I'm home, and like I'll read a book in the kitchen. The 4 dogs never leave me alone. They never leave me alone.
I can see that.
I've become the way I was in elementary school. I would go hide in the bathroom. My bedtime would come around and I would go read in the bathroom because nobody bothers you. But even when I'm in the bathroom, the dogs know where I am, so they're outside the house and they're like knocking on the bathroom.
Come out, Bobby. Come out.
And I'm reading.
We're waiting.
They're like, "What are you doing in there? You've been in there for like 20 minutes. What's going on? Get out here!" And there is no solace in this house except in the observatory, and that's only because if I haven't let them in here. But if I let them in, I should, because the couch they'll enjoy being in here. PT668 said, R&B sends in a tip and says, R&B, I heard you got invited to the IMAX screening for Prince's Sign of the Times concert film. Enjoy and report back. Well, it just so happens that a loyal viewer sent me an invite, not just to see it in IMAX, but to see it at IMAX headquarters in Playa Vista.
Ooh.
Or Playa del Rey. Playa Vista, Playa del Rey. I love IMAX headquarters. I love seeing movies there. I mean, their presentation, obviously it's IMAX headquarters, is the bomb diggity. Now, of course, I own Sign of the Times. I have the Australian version. I have the German media book. But it's not in 4K. And I can't wait to see it in IMAX. I can't believe. And Prince directed this movie. So yes, I am going to see Sign of the Times. I'm a huge fan of it. It's interesting because it's a concert film, but they filmed it over it's not just a concert. You know, it's got overdubs in it. It's got all kinds of stuff. But and I can't wait. So I'm going there at the end of August to go see Sign of the Times in IMAX. I can't wait to hear what it sounds like. I mean, the sound has got to be unbelievable. Unbelievable.
They do a lot of music stuff, actually. You know?
Yeah, totally.
IMAX.
Walter Whitewalker says there was an old Jurassic Park 4 script with human dino hybrids. Wouldn't it be cool if the DNA they collect in Rebirth leads toward this in Jurassic World 5? Yes, because I wanted to see. I have that script somewhere. It's bonkers, and I wish they made it. Human dinosaur hybrids. Let's hope they do it.
That's actually, Rob, a very good super chat, because because it already released digitally, I watched Jurassic World Rebirth. And I have some thoughts too about it, Rob.
And what are they, Dietz?
We always tell people, go in blind, don't watch trailers, but there's rule to the exception. And this is especially true for me, considering Jurassic World Rebirth, because I did know already everything that's in the movie, with the family, with the Snickers wrapper, with the text that says people are not interested in dinosaurs anymore. So I already knew what I would be getting with the movie. So I was already calibrated with the movie. So for me, it was actually, considering the last ones, definitely better than the last ones. Because I had the right calibration for it, and I would tell you something about the stuff that you were, not so fond of. The Snickers wrapper, the first thing, okay? Is it far-fetched? Of course it is. But Rob, if you're working like me in an auto factory where we make the same parts every day, believe me, I have seen some stuff over the years. So for me, that a Snickers wrapper is shutting down, it's far-fetched, but actually not that much. Let me tell you.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me? Are you telling tales out of school? Are you saying that fine German engineering can be derailed by shenanigans like one Snickers wrapper in the machine?
Correct, because the problem is you always live in your Star Trek reality. Everyone is the best of the best. No, Rob.
But everyone thinks that fine
animals and they are sloppy.
But you keep the trains running on time.
Oh, yes, certainly, Rob. Don't tell that everyone. Let me tell you a little bit of a story. I came into work. There was a shift change, and my coworker told me this machine has been reported. The transportation device is not working anymore. I said, okay, I will look into it when the mechanic comes. The mechanic came, and I said, okay, let's look why the transportation device is not working anymore. And what was it, Rob? There was a broomstick that was tilted, and the transportation device were driving on the broom, And what does the machine do? It shuts down, Rob. Shuts down. So I have seen stuff, Rob. So the Snickers wrapper didn't bother me at all. What I would have actually done, because I loved actually the look of the opening, the laboratory, it had a little bit of a 50s, 60s vibe. I would have done it in black and white and then slowly brought in colors, I would have started actually in black and white. Then you have those texts that says people are not interested in dinosaurs anymore. And you're right, Rob, considering reality, if I saw a T-Rex in reality, I would be totally thrilled and, of course, losing my shit. But I see the text more in the context. Was I even interested in the movie? Not at all. Not at all. When I heard, another island, another DNA samples they wanted to collect, I had zero interest in that movie. So for me, those texts, people are not interested in dinos, considering the movies, totally fitting. Then the other thing that you pointed out, there were not a lot of people to kill. Actually, Rob, there are, but they don't kill anyone besides the red shirts. That is the biggest problem of this movie. Like you always said, it's totally risk averse. They don't risk anything. Why don't kill the father? Let the boyfriend of his daughter step up. And yes, even the child has to be fair game to risk something, but they don't risk anything. Everyone survives. Why don't we get the bad guy get away with the DNA samples for once, And then let him scar you at the end, perhaps like in Casino Royale. Shoot him, They don't risk anything.
Or kill everybody.
Correct.
How shocking would it have been to kill Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali in that movie?
Correct.
Like you pull a Psycho and you kill Scarlett Johansson like in the first half hour.
Correct.
I mean, that's never going to happen in this day and age, but it'd be good.
Correct. Yeah, but they don't risk anything anymore. It all comes down to the simplest factor, don't upset anyone, and that for me was actually the biggest problem. There were actually enough people there, but everyone survived, and for me, all the stuff with the kid petting the little dinosaur, you need to cut that stuff out. That's not needed in the movie, but I know it's for families. So for me, actually, it was a fine watch. It had a little bit of a video game flair for me. We got the DNA sample. I always expected mission accomplished, and I get my achievement, my 25 gamer score. So it had a little bit of a video game vibe. So for me, it was fine. But I knew already what I was getting with the movie. And considering the last two movies, Rob, it actually felt not with that Fast and Furious action like anymore. Actually felt a little bit way more grounded than the last two. So it was already all things were actually pretty okay. Even the scientist, when he falls from the big heights, he were coming down, I don't know, through many trees did he fall, and then even landed in a paddle of water. So even that, I said, okay. But then, Rob, after he survived that fall, you should have had velociraptors left and right, shock the people. He is happy he survived, and then a shock moment. But no, the movie does nothing. Even the T-Rex didn't get anything to eat. There are some humans, even the raft, he didn't even eat the raft. So it was fine, Rob. It was fine. I will actually order it. And I have a nice comparison. If you look at the normal cover artwork, the slip cover with the red. That actually is the movie that actually I wanted, because they promised us they bring the horror back, and they didn't. You actually get more the movie that is depicted on the steelbook, But I wanted the movie that is depicted on the standard edition. But I will keep my pre-order open, because for me, actually, Rob, it was better at least than the last movies in the Jurassic World franchise. So a little bit for me, Rob, considering Jurassic World Rebirth.
Wow, that's the closest thing to a rant that we've got from you, Dieter. I love it. Well done. Well done, sir. Well done. This is funny. Fooish Ameriwican. Fooish Ameriwican has been an Imagination Connoisseur, a member of the channel, for 30 months. That's a great name. Fooish American Wiccan. Or Ameriwican. And goes on to say, sends in a super chat and says, not only was Prospect Park, which is down the street, thought to be a prime location for Satan worshippers to gather at night, but multiple murders have taken place here. You know what else took place? They filmed the Linda Blair movie Hell Night in Prospect Park, right down the street from me, because there is a big, like, a Victorian house there where they have weddings. Yeah. It's in the park where you can go. They filmed Hell Night there, right down the street from my house. And why do you think I talk about my own satanic cult? When I have books like Baron Orgaz to inspire me, like I've always said, if this whole entertainment business thing doesn't work out, I think that in this day and age, especially, can you imagine an AI-assisted satanic cult? I can literally just program the Satanic Bible like Anton LaVey's, all of it, everything to do with Satan. I can upload it, and I can make my own AI agent that will make proclamations, and I'll just say, we'll worship I'm going to make an AI Satan that we can all worship, and I'm going to have my meetings at Prospect Park. Like in the middle of the night, you'll show up at like 3:15 or 2:17 in the morning. There's what's really interesting, weapons. Yeah. They show you in the trailer. There's all these thoughts about why 2:17, and of course, the obvious being that in The Shining, in the novel, it's room 217, but in the movie it's 237 because the hotel asked him to change the number because they didn't want people to not rent that room anymore. So they didn't have 237, so that's why the movie's different than the book. Or there's a character named Matthew in Weapons, and are they talking about Matthew 2:17, which deals with suffer the children, all that stuff. So you'll tell me, I don't know. But I've decided that why not? Why shouldn't I start an AI satanic cult because I can walk there.
Have the blend state already.
I can start my own satanic cult. I can have rituals in the park, and I can walk. I can literally, not only can I walk, I can take my 4 dogs, so I'll have my 4 hellhounds with me.
Hellhounds,
I'll have my 4 hellhounds, and I'll have them bark at the moon. They bark at the moon anyway. They howl at the other dogs. By the way,
speaking of dogs, actually, Rob, that brings me a little bit back to Jurassic Park. If we remember Lost World, what did the T-Rex eat? A dog. But in this day, in this risk-averse, oh no, we can't have Crypto getting punched. It's a CGI dog with superpowers that flies around. Let's cut that stuff out. You need to have stuff that we can talk about. Let's think back about Man of Steel, Rob. We still debate, should he have killed, Zod or not? It's still a discussion point.
Okay, that's the dumbest thing ever. Yes, he should have killed him. There was no choice. Yeah. You can't. There's no place to imprison Zod. He had to die. By the way, you don't hurt the dogs. You always have dogs kill people. Tear out their throats, whatever. Speaking of that,
Rob, a dog got eaten.
Castle Grace Skull wants me to show the dogs. Well, as everyone knows, early on in the life of this channel, my dogs were a big part of this channel. They appeared on the channel all the time. And back then, there was only Gilbert and Tallulah. Now there is Gilbert, now there's Gilbert, Tallulah, Sebastian, and Isla. And Isla is the daughter of Tallulah and Sebastian.
Yeah.
who's a very sweet dog.
Castle Grayskull, you missed all the feeding sessions back in the day.
Oh yeah,
Rob
and
was in the
Dieter
laboratories then.
Dieter used to send me dog treats that I fed him
Yeah, I need to do that again. Rob. I
on
need to do
the.
that.
They love, dude. They're a fiend for those dog treats. Those German dog
Need to
treats.
do that again.
That was great. You know, I really need to. We have to start up. Let's get or whining about movies and bring the dogs in. People love the dogs.
Yeah,
So
certainly.
they've been gone from the show. So anyway, so I'm caught. Oh wait, there's wow. Oh, there's actually a lot of super chats have come in. The Brujo says, worst thing about the movie: 40 minutes of water scenes and ScarJo wasn't in a swimsuit. But you know, she's like 40. She probably didn't want to work out. Dieter, are you a fan of Wim Wenders, and do you like Kraftwerk?
I'm not particularly familiar with Kraftwerk besides their hit singles. And considering the vendors, there is a little bit of a gap for me to see.
Okay,
all
first
those
of all, Wings of Desire is one of my favorite movies. You have to see An American Friend, or The American Friend, An American Friend. You have to see that.
Wings of Desire was the one where you had the replacement in America.
Yes, you have to see Paris, Texas. Come on, dude. What's
Yeah.
up with you?
I bought Paris, Texas.
It's
I
great.
showed it. I showed it.
It's yeah, but you haven't watched it.
Yeah, Rob, so many stuff, you know, you can only watch one.
You dude, you get some cheesy shark movie, you'll watch that right away, but you won't watch Wim Wenders. You won't watch
You have to
Wings of
prioritize,
Desire.
Rob.
Wings of Desire, one of the greatest movies ever made. You're not a good German.
I will get to it.
You're not a good German.
No.
You're not a good German. Your fine engineering car transmission thing gets
Engineering.
held up by a Snickers bar wrapper. And you haven't
Approved.
watched Wim
Approved.
Wenders.
Approved.
Have you watched any of Rainier Werner Fassbinder's movies?
Uh,
Kamikaze 89?
I can't remember seeing it, Rob. Perhaps on TV back in the day.
How about Alphaville? Listen to any Alphaville records, not just Forever Young, but any of their
Yeah,
records.
I bought the new one, Rob. The new edition that I brought out, you know?
You did
Sound special edition.
Yes,
Yeah.
but their albums. There was only a couple of albums. They're like Aha. People don't know that both Alphaville and Aha have a huge discography. In America, we only got like 2 albums or 3 albums. But Alphaville is an incredible band. They have an amazing discography. I'm a huge Alphaville fan. I'm just saying. Here's one for you. G. Aldrich says, "What's your favorite Black
Yeah?
Sabbath Ozzy song?" I mean, you're the metalhead.
Always those tough questions, Rob, from the top of my head. You can always go with the big ones, but I always like to go with the one underneath. So perhaps Sabbath's Bloody Sabbath, perhaps.
Ooh.
Little bit different. You know, you could have picked War Pigs, but I always love to go for something a little bit different than the usual.
How about
big ones.
Children of the Grave?
Correct, Rob. Correct. I wanted actually to put that one out. You got it, Rob. Children of the Grave.
Children of the
Awesome.
Grave.
Awesome pick, Rob. Awesome pick.
Thank you.
Have to.
And that's old school.
Applaud.
That's early 70s, yo.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that's off that wait. That's off of Master of Reality?
I think you're right, Rob. I think you're right. But I actually quite don't know. I think you're right. It is from that album, but I'm not sure.
To
Because
be
I'm
honest,
more,
to be
I'm more
honest,
familiar with the Dio stuff.
yeah, that's more my high school stuff. Ozzy was high school for me. So, Martino. Wait, Martino YouTube channel? Does Martino have his own YouTube channel? Says that Rob is forever young. I am forever young. I am an aging man child. Lana Del Rey sings on Norman fucking Rockwell.
You're right, Rob. Pete and Card in the chat. Yes, Master of Reality. Is
Master of Reality.
Shouldn't have to get. You're right.
So, Stub McShave says, "What were the dates for the short story competition? I might write another one." Did you already send one in? Yes, the Imagination Connoisseurs short story competition. I'm going to launch it in a couple of weeks. The only holdup is I'm trying to get the rules correct. I want to make sure that the rules, they're actually so. I've been talking about doing a short story competition. I was going to do it years ago. I even have submissions. So I am going to publish an anthology called The Imagination Connoisseurs. That is going to be a book of short stories written by viewers, and it's not so much I guess it's a contest, but I'm gonna have real book editors involved, and that's why I'm probably gonna make the entry fee steep. Because I've been told, everybody's writing. People are just telling a Chat GPT to write a short story, and there is software that you can use, and I don't want to. I figure if you make it expensive to submit a story, it means people have taken the time to actually write the short stories. I want to publish this book, and I want to have the hardcover. I'm going to make a big hardcover, slip-cased version come out for my birthday next year.
Ooh, would be nice.
Yeah. So I'm probably going to start it in a couple weeks. Definitely by the beginning of September. I'm going to launch it. And I'm probably going to make the deadline January or December 31st. So that's how it's going to go. And then the fees are going to go toward real people, like real editors reading the short stories and editing them. So that's why it's going to be I think I might even charge like $50 to enter. Because then I figure the people that are going to enter are going to be serious, and the short stories will probably be pretty good. And then I've got some celebrity writer friends that I'm going to ask. Enter.
Spice it up a little.
Spice it up, buddy. 200 Watt Studio says, my favorite album is The Best Of. Somebody must have created an album called The Best Of, like a band's first album, like their debut album was called The Best Of.
It would be a great idea, actually. I don't know if anyone.
Maybe if I had a band, which I don't, I might call it The Best Of. Great idea.
Best Of.
Just to get
great idea.
Get people who don't know anything about it to buy it. So. There is one of us that has been in a band, like multiple rock and roll bands.
Not me.
Yeah, you and I have not been in a rock and roll band, but there is one of us who's on this show who has been. You know who that is?
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Max Allen Collins has his back to us. Here he is. Max Allen Collins is not only one of the great, he's a Mystery Writers of America grandmaster, but he's also a rock and roller. So Max, you can't hear us, can you? You don't even know that you're on the show. But we can't hear you. We can't hear you. We have no microphone, no sound. But that's okay, because Max Allen Collins was in a band called Seduction of the Innocent. He's that badass, and he's going to tell us about it. And look, he still has a haircut of a 60s rock and roller. He still looks like that. He's never changed his haircut. But when he figures out the sound, we'll bring him back. Oh, he disappeared. That's what happens. It's funny. Just because he was a rock and roller does not mean he's technologically savvy. You don't have to be. If you can play guitar and you can write like he can, who cares? Who cares? Agent Silver Fox says, it's been great fun watching Spider-Man being filmed in my hometown of Glasgow. The stuntman's swinging technique in the air was very impressive. Did you see like the truck that they had going? That shit was badass.
Yeah, I saw a lot
Glasgow,
of stuff
those
on
Glasgowians,
Instagram, and it looks practical, Rob. It looks practical.
It looked good too. You get snippets of that.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what they do? They film all this stuff practical, and then they just replace it with visual effects later. That's what they did on Superman Returns, and I thought that was dumb. But you can see where they got snippets of stuff where they can use it, and they're going for that. I think it's really cool. I don't know what, like when you're from Liverpool, you're a Liverpudlian, right? What do Glasgowians? What are they called? What are people from Glasgow called? But anyway, so cool. I love seeing that. I think it's great. So Agent Silver Fox, that's so cool. You get to see that. 200 Watt Studio says, is it Sunday already? How long was I asleep? I don't know. You must have been asleep not watching To Live and Die in L.A., which is too bad. Max figured it out. Max figured it out. So let's bring in our resident rock and roller, Mr. Max Allen Collins, ladies and gentlemen. Max, how are you today?
Fine. I was getting the twirly-whirly thing, and it would not let me on. So I restarted the computer, and here I am.
Well, you know what? I heard the twirly-whirly thing was something that only a few women knew how to do in the 60s, and it was something everybody wanted. Is that true?
Well, I was, which means I don't remember it.
Hang back a little where you are now. Don't get too close to your mic, because then that's good. You were there in the 60s, but you remember because you were married in the 60s, so you're a pin-up wife.
Not the whole 60s.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Okay.
Max, how was your premiere last week of the movie?
Well, the film festival, we won Best Feature. That's about as good as you can do. It was a lovely, a lot of nice filmmakers there, a lot of different kinds of movies. A gal named Dr. Katie O'Regan, what a great name, has been putting this on for like about 8 years. And it's in a little town called Waukon, Iowa. And I think I told Rob the most memorable thing was our car broke down just as we rolled in. Yeah. And we were 4 hours from home, so it was interesting. That
could have been the beginning of a great horror film.
Yes, and it was kind of horror. The little town was really great, but I mean, I told my wife, I said, gee, I don't remember ever being in a motel room with a beautiful blonde for 4 days and not having less fun.
Wow.
Yeah, it was rough because we did not know if our car could be fixed and that kind of good stuff. But we brought home the gold. So ultimately, who cares?
That is all that matters.
That's all that matters.
That is all.
And she was so gracious. This Katie O'Regan was just so gracious. And what I liked about the festival was she'd invent an award if she thought somebody. She would just say, "We're going to give you best costume," which some of these festivals beat up on the filmmakers, take advantage of them, and others celebrate them, which is kind of what I think they're there for.
I mean, there's I call them the waiting for Guffman festivals. When the people putting on the film festivals are more important than the filmmakers and the films themselves.
Well, that's of the time.
Yes. And the same is true of locally produced or locally put on science fiction conventions. Or conventions. It's the people that are putting on the conventions where there's all kinds of weird political shenanigans going on, and you as the guest show up and you talk to the wrong person, and suddenly you're out of favor with the other people putting on the convention, and you have no idea what the hell's going on.
I was just at a convention with you.
Things are not like that at that convention, though. Yes, we were together at San Diego, and had my True Noir shirt on. It's too bad you don't have one. I don't know.
No, I don't have one. My favorite co-producer has not sent me one.
Yeah, you need to get one of those.
I'd love to have one.
But you did get a box. You did get a box of.
You got my Star City official selection
Oh, that's
T-shirt.
good. That's good.
Which
But you
is
did
good.
get physical media at the convention.
I measured it. It was like 1.5 feet of things that you gave me.
That's more than Dieter's got from me.
Okay.
Yes. I
I
mean,
handed
You
him
have to
over.
meet him in
the
person.
Hitcher,
I
the
know
Hitcher
that. I
box is
know.
about 4 inches tall. I mean, it was wonderful, and we haven't dug into them yet because was watching, because first of all we were stranded for 4 days, but then I came back to watch stuff for you and people.
Yes, and it's funny because Dieter just showed what you're going to talk about, and I said that you were going to talk about that. And what are you going to talk about today, Max? What is it
Well,
that you're going to delve into?
Dieter showed me his. Now I'm going to show him mine.
Uh-oh. Just keep
No,
it legal. Keep it legal.
It's the Diabolique movies. There's 4 of them. One came out and I think a lot of people in the audience who are film fans.
Directed by Mario Bava with an Ennio Morricone score. Really good stuff. Wait, you know what? I'm screwing up. Hang on. I'm screwing up. Let me put you back on. I forgot to add your audio. I apologize. Before you do this, before you go into it, let me put your audio where it's supposed to be. Now I'm the one messing up. So hold on. Just hold on, Max. And I will put your audio where it is meant to be. So I apologize. Okay. Oops. Hold on.
I thought this was a talkie. So I was shooting blanks. All that brilliant stuff that I just said.
Well,
in the ether.
You were shooting something.
I heard it.
Well,
So please start again.
We're going to talk about the 4 Diabolique movies. First of which was done in '68. It's the one that's on the screen right now with John Philip Law, Marissa Mel, and directed by the great Mario Bava. A movie very popular, I think, among film fans and the kind of fans of film. By the way, I don't know if you've popped it into your machine, Rob.
Oh yes, I've watched it. You don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to pull back on your mic a little bit because it breaks up when you get closer. Your mic's fine. Just leave it where it's great. You just don't have to get up close to it. No. You don't have to get close. Just sit back and enjoy yourself. There's good.
Okay,
Just stay there.
all right.
Yeah. So how great is that
Going
transfer?
smooth as silk today, don't you think?
It's good. I'll edit it later. It's fine.
Yeah.
How
We'll
great?
fix it for you.
How great is Mario Bava's movie though? Come on.
Well, it's here's the problem I have with some Italian movies, particularly of this era. They're the kind of movie that everybody comes out saying, or smart people come out saying, "What a great movie," but nobody ever says, "What a great story." And that's the only real, because it's a feast for the eyes, but it is, in terms of the actual story, what little there is, it's sort of TV Batman meets early James Bond, which is the worst things in the world. What's really fascinating is the art direction and the kind of practical things he does with miniatures and things in the foreground that make it look like, the most expensive movie you ever saw. And that's, I think, the real joy of it, and just kind of basking in the pop art moment of psychedelia and the music, which is very Europop, kind of ballady.
Oh, it's incredible.
It's a great watch. Do I think it's a wonderful rendition of Diabolique as the character, the famous fumetti comic book character, which Rob, I think it ran like weekly or twice a month, and it maybe is still going.
Oh, I don't know if it's still going, but yeah. Can we just stop though and talk about Marissa Mell as Eva? As a fan who as a man who married a beautiful blonde. I mean, I know she's wearing a wig and stuff, but I don't care. Is she not one of the hottest women you've ever seen in your entire life?
She's pretty astonishing, and in fact, both of those actors are
John Philip Law, who played Pygar in Barbarella. That was another Dino De Laurentiis production, another comic book based. I mean, Danger Diabolic and Barbarella are two. It's one of the great double features of all time.
And I have to say, John Philip Law is in one of my favorite Italian westerns, Death Rides a Horse.
Yeah, he's very, very. He's a very. I can tell you a story. So I was at the Saturn Awards one year. And I don't remember. So John Philip Law sat at my table, and he had a date with him. And this was probably, I want to say this was in the 2000s, like 2009, 10, something like around there. And he came with a woman that he didn't know very well. And he must have been in his early 70s, I don't know. He was still incredibly handsome. And he sits down at the table, and everybody at the Saturn Awards, we're all like on equal footing. And I start like geeking out, and I start talking about how great he is, in his Italian westerns. And he was all flattered, and I was turning to his girlfriend, and I'm like, you don't understand. I mean, this is John Philip Law, and I'm totally, and like she got up and went to the bathroom, and he looks over at me and he goes, "I couldn't have planned that better. Thank you. I'm going to have a good night tonight." I was just like, you go, buddy.
One of the things about his performance,
not that he needed me as a wingman, but, I'd like to think I had a small, I would love to. I haven't seen him since, so there you go.
One of the great things about his performance, he talks about in an extra on this disc, where he said he realized, because of the way that the character is drawn with the mask, that he had to do all his acting with his eyebrows. Which and that's how he got the job. Apparently, he went in and when he did the reading, made sure he was working the eyebrows, and because that whole character, not always, because sometimes he's not in the mask, but a lot of the picture, and this is true of the other three we're going to talk about. If the guy doesn't have it in the windows, as they say, there's no performance, and he's quite wonderful in this movie. I personally, and this is just me being a kind of a literal nincompoop, I like a little more actual meat on the bone. I'm more literal. So I really, really took to these three movies that were done as a conceived trilogy and came out a year apart, each one of them. And I believe it was, I have some notes here. I'm going to cheat.
And Kino just released them. They just released them in this box set.
2021, 2022, 2023. The first, I have to say that this is probably, now this may surprise you, and now Dieter, have you seen these films? Well, you said
the first two, Rob. The first two, Max. I'm missing the third one. I have not seen the third one yet. But I have seen the first two.
Now, and do you have them in 4K? Because I think they've been released in 4K around.
No, the German one is just a Blu-ray 2, but they were just special editions of the movie. But they were not only
the Blu-ray is incredible, and this will probably surprise you, Rob. But so far, this is my favorite release of the year.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
And this is one of. Do you ever have an instance where you really love a movie and then you go to see what everybody else is saying about it, and they all say it's crap?
You know, Max, I can honestly say I've never had that happen.
Yes,
I've had that happen.
And this is what Dieter was talking about. Don't have any preconceptions. Just go in and see it, and enjoy it and consume it, because the the thing that a lot of people were disturbed about in the civilian reviews that I read, like was on Internet Movie Database, was that they changed actors in the middle of the first is one actor, and the second and third are another actor, and there was nothing really apparently nefarious about it. Nobody got fired. He had another gig that the first actor had another gig that he had to take.
Oh, nice. I
That's my
didn't know
understanding.
that. I didn't know that, Max. Actually, wondered that why they changed actually actors,
And
because I think the first one has, like you said, those special eyes.
Well, I think the first actor is Luca Marinelli, who had played Martin Eden in the movie Martin Eden. The other two actors are there for the whole run. The police inspector Genko is Valeria Mastanatrea. I'm butchering this. Mastanatrea, and of course the girl Ava, who has a lot to compete with Melissa Mayo, is just an amazing actress. Let's see if I got her name written down here somewhere. Do you happen to have it, Rob or Dieter?
I
she's
do not.
great.
Let me just.
But she's a very beautiful. She's model tall, and talking about ninjas, she dresses like a ninja and refers to herself as a female ninja. And
My dream girl.
She's very much a woman of action, and in fact, the third movie really she has more action than the lead. One of the things now there were a lot of complaints about changing actors. I happen to like the second actor better. The first actor is just kind of sinister, and the second actor, who is named let's see, his name is Giacomo Giannetti, I guess, and he's apparently was a TV actor in America. He's a bilingual speaker, and he was one of the stars of Grey's Anatomy, which is a show I never saw, but he was in 136 episodes, so that's a fairly major run. He was also on Murdoch Mysteries, which is kind of a comfort food show for old people like me. In 10 episodes, season 8, he was a regular, and then he was picked, I think, really because of the handsome. The first actor is not terribly handsome, and that element, he's so handsome in the second and third that it really helps sell the love story, because there's an interesting love story at the heart of these movies between Ava and Diabolique. And the way these movies work is they really make both of those characters as real as they can in a story like this. And the inspector also has a love interest. He isn't just Inspector Gerard chasing this guy. He's obsessed with him. But the fact that there are these two strong, and the inspector's girlfriend is Monica Bellucci.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a pretty good score for an inspector, police inspector, right?
Kind of.
But I want to say that what it has in common with Danger Diabolique and what is interesting, first of all, they consciously set it in around 1968, which is pretty interesting. I think that they
so it's in universe.
Yes, and the style, while you can't say it's the same style as Bava by any means, but both Bava and these directors, because there's two brothers who had directed these movies together. Their name is why did I take notes if I can't read them? But I don't remember their name. But there's two brothers that work together. One is kind of more camera oriented, and the other one is more actor oriented. And they very carefully, subtly actually, divided into comic book kind of panels at times. So you'll see people in a window, you'll see them through some that are separated by some framework, and so there's a comic book feel to just the look of of the pictures in terms of the visual storytelling, and they're beautifully shot. They're beautifully art directed. It's more subtle than the Bava film, and it's more real. He's pretty ruthless, Diabolik. I mean,
That's actually what I love about the character, Max. You know, if a policeman gets in his way, he kills him. You know,
but interestingly, he has a code, and he's not just the first actor struck me as cold. The second actor is not cold. He views the police. He's in a war, and they're foot soldiers, and he takes them out, and whenever he has to. But if it's kind of a civilian kind of character, there's a moment in the movie you just saw, Dieter, the second one, where he throws his characteristic knife, which is very symbolic of him. We call that a phallic symbol, Rob.
No.
Okay. But he throws it and hits the person with a handle, so they're knocked out but not killed. And in the third one, I'm not going to, no spoiler here, but both he and Ava are very generous to someone who helped them, who's on the other side. They're on one side, and these are on the other side. The other thing I love about these movies is each one is its individual thing. The first one is, kind of a caper movie, and the second one is a chase movie, and the third one is a crime movie where it's very gritty, and an origin story. Interestingly, they tell the origin story in the third movie. Ooh. And it's a fascinating setup because the inspector who's obsessed with catching Diabolik, and Diabolik views this inspector as his only equal and rival, get caught by a bunch of really gnarly bad guys, and they're imprisoned in a room together. So through the whole middle part of the movie, the two main protagonists who do action all the time are tied up opposite each other, and they don't bond, but the inspector basically challenges him to explain who he is. We don't know anything about you. And in black and white, we now get the origin story, which I think is very cool. And to take the two kind of action leads out of it and put them in a room together, and they can't do anything, then their women become the action characters. And the women, the inspectors, Monica Bellucci, and this lovely gal who plays Ava Kant, they have to work together. I thought these were terrific movies, beautifully written, and if you read online, you'll see that they stink. But these people are very confused, very, very, very confused.
I think a lot of people wanted to, the original Diabolik was cited in a Beastie Boys song too.
Yes.
And so they used imagery from that, and people want to believe that it's just, if it's not the Mario Bava movie, that it's crap. I think.
Am I still with you? I just lost a couple of screens here.
You lost a couple of screens?
Me too.
I'm all right. If you can hear me, we're fine.
Yeah, we everyone's here. We're all here.
Okay.
We're fine here. How are you?
Apparently very confused.
We're doing a prisoner transfer from cell block 1138. We're fine here.
Are we
Everyone's
going to a country club kind of facility?
No.
That would be nice. One of the things I like about these movies, and I've not had a lot of access to Diabolik. I was at a film festival in Italy once and bought one of them, and just got a kick out of being able to buy it at kind of a newsstand, but I couldn't read it. And I think only maybe a few of them, maybe 4 or 5 were ever translated into English. So I didn't have a lot of access to the source material. But the source material kind of presents itself. I mean, it's kind of like serious Batman, like, Batman Begins, Batman, and Robin, only Robin is a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
And they also kill people and steal things. So in some ways like Batman and Robin, in other ways, not really.
So you're into Kino Lorber put out this box set of the trilogy. It came out, I want to say it came out last week.
Yeah.
It's now available. You can go, obviously, you can always go to Kino Lorber. They're always having a sale on their web. Not always, but they have different sales. I would imagine they're having a sale now. They've got great deals. Kino Lorber has an incredible array of unbelievable films. They've got Kino Cult. They've got Raro. They've got their own labels. They put out documentaries. I don't know how they do it, but Kino Lorber has one of the widest varieties of product of any company that exists, really. So there's something for everybody, but you can go get this 3-disc set right now.
And if you're a comic book fan and really are either not familiar with Diabolique or only know Diabolique through the Bava film or kind of things you've read, know that these filmmakers were very much respectful of the source material, and every one of these movies is based on one of the comic book stories, which is kind of unusual. If you think about our comic book films, they kind of just put pieces together that they feel like putting together. It seems to be pretty faithful, I say, without having access to the direct source material.
Major Chai Chai says that the highlight of San Diego Comic-Con was meeting you, Max, and your wife, Barbara. Her time, you met the Major. She's really an Air Force Major, retired Air Force Major. My time with them was delightful. I hope to meet you again, she says.
Well, she's very kind to include me because I know she really hit it off with my wife. And they hit it off very, very well. Not hard to imagine this. They're both two terrific women. But I always say that people who come to meet me go away talking about Barb.
But isn't that the way we want it?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's the right way to be.
Yeah. So I guess that's all I have this week. I think but know you mentioned the Cobweb. I'm going to try to get a copy of that. I think I saw that like 30 years ago on TV. Don't remember it, but it has a pretty good pedigree.
Yeah, it looks great. I mean,
I'll have some actual, and I should apologize to the people who think that what I'm going to be here for is to just talk about film noir, but I've got the broadest definition possible, and it can be defined this way: if I'm interested in it.
That's right, and you're not just
I'm
here
happy that you love the movies, Max. That you love the new versions of Diabolique.
Yeah,
pretty
you
happy
do, right?
That you love, and there are new movies. Max.
Now, you've seen two of them, Dieter? Do you agree with me that they're terrific movies?
Yeah, certainly. Especially considering, unlike the Mario Bava one, actually, like you said, a little bit more grounded, I would say, than the old one.
And I think they had to shoot the first one and maybe part of the second one during COVID.
That could be true.
I want to mention one specific thing about the movies before I get kicked out of here.
We don't kick you out.
Well, I've been kicked out of better places than this. Let me tell you that. But the second movie, which you've seen, Dieter, has the most amazing opening credits. It's set up to be this dance of these beautiful women that have jewelry on them that is apparently a famous, very valuable bunch of jewels that are designed, to attract Diabolique. And there are big letters on stage, big white letters spelling out the name of this fabulous collection. But they have a guy singing a very James Bond type opening theme song. And it plays over this, and they're from different angles. When they go to a certain angle, the letters are spell out Diabolique, and So, and other credits. And so you have basically a James Bond opening credit sequence enacted literally on a stage, live action.
That's
not
very cool.
animated. And I when I saw that, I just thought, this is probably going to be my favorite of these movies. Although I have to say, the third one is pretty interesting, because if you can take a genre that about a character that seems to be kind of the same story every time, and find three very different movies to make out of it, I think that's a remarkable accomplishment.
It is.
Right.
Well, Max, thank
And
you for
considering-
Oh, go ahead.
Considering the cast, Eva is played by Miriam Leone,
Yes.
written like Sergio Leone, and the directors are Antonio and Marco Manetti.
I do want to say to Dieter before I leave, since you are the president of the B&B Motel Corporation,
He
I'm
is.
just a worker bee, Max.
I want to
I'm just a
explain why
worker
we
bee.
had to close down last week. We had a terrible incident in the honeymoon suite. One of the water beds sprung a terrible leak. And the mirrors were unharmed. But we should be back in business this coming week. But that's why your check is a little short this week.
The real
Okay.
question is, what happened to the missing video footage?
We're only
And-
missing 2 minutes. Of course, it did seem to be the money shot, but what can I say?
There was also the casing and the actual bullet that penetrated the waterbed that also was missing. Do you have any knowledge of where that might have gone?
No, but the husband walked and we lost the wife. So maybe something was going on there more than just
I actually heard that was not the wife, but that was a mistress, and we were only told it was the wife.
well, I don't think we can be at the B&B and the C Wing. I don't think we can be responsible for the morality of our guests.
I just want to know why it's the C Wing that always attracts. There's always problems in the C Wing. There's always there's some kind of shenanigans. And
we were added on, and the B&B has
Still
these
under construction.
wonderful suites, and we're the kind of the bargain. We're the Motel 6 wing of it. And
Well, I didn't really vet you with Dieter. You know, he is the CEO of the company. I just kind of brought you in and said we got this third wing to open up, and I've kind of, I'm just saying that since you've been around, bad things have happened.
Well, I was vetted, and I think that's pretty painful. But I can't explain it. And I should say that I referred to the honeymoon suite, but the fact is, as Dieter knows, it's all honeymoon suites.
It is. But is there any truth that really the C Wing is a story incubator for you, that you've opened it up because, you decided you needed fodder for stories, and this is what you've done. You've set up things. You're like the Mr. Rourke. The C Wing is the fantasy island of our motel, and you're the one. You're the impresario that's organizing everything.
Let's just say there's a certain scene in From Russia with Love early on that takes place in a bedroom that has some mirrors, and they're not on the ceiling. Do you know the scene I'm talking about?
I do. I'm just wondering where you're going with this.
Well, it's just possibly some footage is not missing.
Oh. That's why I like you, Max. Compromat.
I look
You
like
have it
a
all.
Quebec,
Max
especially
is the his name is Max, but it's short for Machiavellian, not Maximilian. So,
Gentlemen, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to check into these wings, the other wings of the motel, and I hope to see you next week.
well, you better have something good to talk
Especially,
about.
Max, I would like to thank you for recommending those movies, because Rob doesn't listen to me, but he listens to you. If you recommend those
Rob,
movies,
That is untrue. There has been many a shark film I've thought about watching. I've decided I'm never going to watch it, but I thought about watching them.
Well, Dieter, did you see that? I think it was Severin. I don't remember the name, but they put out a box set of shark movies.
Oh yeah, we were.
Rob had that in the news section.
Yeah, and I was so excited. And by the way, I did tell Dieter that it's your wife that has the crush on him.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm fond of him, but that's not my deal.
Yeah,
But look at me at Saturday, unshaven, the hair as long as I can crew them out,
Well, I just want you to know,
Wyatt.
Dieter, that we are brothers under the skin because I immediately ordered that shark box set, and I may talk about it here when it
what
comes.
is with you guys? Although I gotta say that the one shark thing about the Mexico that has what's his face in it? The shark hunter that has
Franco Nero.
Yeah, Franco Nero. I'm busting out on that. I have to have that. I have to have that.
Well, I was convinced
I'm sold.
I was convinced that I was finally behaving myself, and then there my finger went down, bang, to get that shark box set. I couldn't. I had to go there. There's always so many semi-washed up American actors in those movies. And if you kind of like those actors, it's a place you can go to see them. And then you can watch people get eaten, which is not
It's
bad.
true. But Franco Nero in a shark movie?
Hopefully, unlike Jurassic World Rebirth. Hopefully.
Yeah.
That's where you and I depart company, Dieter, because I thought that was one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay.
Wow. Well, on that fine note, Max Allen Collins, it's always a great pleasure to see you. Max, do you have any new books coming out? And where can people follow you on your blog?
Well, I'm at maxallencollins.com, and it's ALLAN. And I'm just starting a book. I've been plotting it over the last about week, but I'm going to start the writing of it on Monday, which is a book called Quarry's Reunion.
I thought you wrote the last Quarry book already. It just came out.
I've written a last Quarry book, I think, about 4 times.
So wait a minute. When you say you're plotting, does that mean PLODDING or PLOTTING? I just got to be clear on that.
That was just unkind, Rob. That was really.
Well, if you're writing another. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I really, and I have to tell you, I had trouble with this one, and I had 5 different versions, and everyone I showed to my wife, she was basically, "You're going to need to try again." And
so you were plotting.
I was actually plotting, PLOTTING.
No, DDING until your wife set you on the primrose path.
That's true.
Now you're plotting.
Now I've got it plotted. I'm gonna because I'm a big believer in knowing who did it. And we talked about this in our conversation
We did, which was great, by the way.
I thought you did a fantastic job. I was very lucky because I had 2 of my best friends interviewing me 2 different times in a different fashion. I mean, Rob has the way he does things, and then Andrew Sumner, who's one of the head honchos at Titan Books, he has a whole different approach. So by the time I did both of those, I felt like, wow, everything's been covered.
Yeah. No, it was great. It was really. I thought that was fun. You were great. That was a great interview. And plus, you can go to truenoir.co and download or get our collaboration, which, by the way, is, I think, one of the best things I've ever done in my entire career is working with you to make True Noir a reality. So
it's same back at you, because I've had some pretty good things done, and I think this stands up next to, well, Road to Perdition is the most famous, and it is a pretty darn good movie. And where's the Criterion for it?
They had more money.
They did have more money.
They had Paul Newman and Jude Law, but you know what?
But you had me writing it.
I had you writing it, and pound for pound for an audio drama, we kind of had a Road to Perdition cast.
Oh, I hate to say this because you can't say better, because there was some if Paul Newman's in the cast.
I mean, you had
know.
Tom Hanks, Paul Newman. You even had a young Tyler Hoechlin Superman on that show. And
but the people you put together, Rob, you and Christine Sheets are our casting director,
our producer.
Yeah, she's a producer too. And I'm telling you, that's a killer cast. So I mean, all these people, and if you don't know their name, you'll hear their voice and you know who they are.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
I will let you go. Are you going to see a movie this weekend with your
Max.
grandson and son?
I think I'm going to try to sneak out with Barb and go to Naked Gun just because I could use a laugh, and then I think the whole family's going to go to the Fantastic Four.
Nice.
So and I'm, as you know, I think we'll probably go again to Superman. My son and I will probably go to Superman again, and I've already ordered I think it's the Steelbook.
Yeah.
Because I know some people don't like that movie, but we can't all be right.
Indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, Max
That's correct.
Allen Collins. Thanks for being here, Max. I very much appreciate it. Great to have you, sir. And we'll see you next week with another film to cover.
Bye, guys.
All right. Everyone, that was the great Max Allen Collins. And he can hang. You know what? If you ever check into the B&B Motel, go to the C Wing. There's always something going on. And that's all Max.
But it's more expensive, bro. Tell the people that. It's more expensive.
More expensive because your soul is worth less when you stay there.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Max Allen Collins. It's so great to have him here. I love Max. By the way, he really is an unbelievably, we're supposed to give each other shit on the show, but the man spins a yarn like no other. And, you can delve in. He's written movie novelizations. He's written a story about a serial killer taking the Supreme Court out. The Nathan Heller books. And he's got the upcoming, The Return of the Maltese Falcon is coming out in January of 2026 from Titan. And his favorite novel of all time is The Maltese Falcon, Sam Spade, obviously the movie as well. But he jumped on the fact that he clocked when the book went into the public domain. And he is going to have, he's Johnny on the Spot, or Max Allen Collins on the Spot, coming out with The Return of the Maltese Falcon this January of 2026. So there you go. Nice. So, Dietz, we got news, buddy.
Yeah. First, Rob, check if there's some super chats left, perhaps?
There are some super chats. Richard Fairbanks, 2003, said, Train of Thought is a banger by Aha. Train of Thought. Train of Thought.
Song from Aha?
Train of Thought was on their first album, Hunting High and Low.
Oh, okay.
It was. And you know what? Their second album, Scoundrel Days, is even better. Scoundrel Days is great. There's a great live version he did in 2015.
Yeah.
I can't even pronounce their names. They're fucking Norwegians. Terrier or his ex-wife Julie could steer me right on that, but I don't know how to pronounce those Ahans. How do you pronounce their names? I don't know. Stubble McShave says, "Oh shit, man! God damn it! I didn't see Stubble's tip. Hey Max, I know you're still there. Hey Max, if you're still there, could you rejoin? You probably shut it. If you're still there and you can hit the button and rejoin." Stubble McShave sent in a tip and wanted to ask you. But he says, have you seen the trailer for the Thursday Murder Club on Netflix? Have you read the book? It's not noir, but it's adjacent. So maybe Max can answer that question next week if he doesn't come back.
The series with Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, it looks great. I think it looks really good.
Nice. Okay.
So I'm sorry, Stubble, I didn't see that. I appreciate the tip. And by the way, if you send me books, dude, have them put a card in that says from Stubble. Because I'm like, what is this? I should just know.
At least there was something in it, Rob,
as opposed
to empty envelope.
Yes, as opposed to the empty envelope I showed last week. And, I get scared because I'm waiting for my Master and Commander Steelbook. I mean, are they pulling heists and stealing physical media? Who knows? Who knows? We have a great another great banger of a news section.
Okay.
And apparently
News.
I shut it down, but okay. The news section. Okay, this I couldn't I mean, I knew it was coming. I just didn't.
Yeah.
You know, the title of this episode was in reference to the 50th anniversary of the cult movie of all cult movies, the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Here it is. It's coming out in I should have blown this up, in a steelbook edition.
Nice.
And this is and again, 20th Century Studios, you know, they've given us Master and Commander. They have given us Kingdom of Heaven, the director's cut, and now they bring to us the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And, you know, it makes sense. It's interesting. Dieter, have you ever seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show? Have you ever seen it?
Yeah, I have, but long time ago.
So I've gone to it. I've probably seen it like 10 times, and I've gone to see it with people.
Yeah.
It's really weird. And maybe it's just because of the way I grew up with it. I own it. I have the Blu-ray. And I sat down and I watched it by myself, you know? I'd never seen it by myself. I'd gone to a theater and this shadow cast and then everybody with all the stuff.
Yeah. The rise,
and watching it on its own, as its own movie, as just sitting alone, it made me feel sad. like watching the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I bought and it's like a media book too. It came out of the Blu-ray.
It felt like you are alone in the world, Rob. There's nobody else anymore left.
I mean, you're right. It's almost like when you watching the Rocky Horror Picture Show by yourself is what it's like to live in a post-apocalyptic world. You know, like Luc Besson's first movie, Le Dernier Combat, The Last Combat, where there's like nobody left in the world. You know, it's like that. You watch it and it was a singularly depressing experience. But this is when I point out that Barry Bostwick, who's Susan Sarandon's husband in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, also stars as FDR in True Noir, The Assassination of Anton Cermak, written by Max Allan Collins and directed by moi. But it was a singular experience. Now, I will buy this only because no one has ever asked me if I've owned the Rocky Horror Picture Show. No one. But I will buy it in 4K because it is a musical. It probably has been remixed in Atmos and sounds amazing. But, you know, I don't know if I would ever read it.
You need
or
to
watch it by
get
myself.
the whole
Read
family
it.
together, Rob.
I guess so. Maybe I'll show Elizabeth's parents the Rocky Horror Picture Show. So there we go.
Yeah.
It's coming out, and they're pulling out all the stops. So now, it is, by the way, this is kind of amazing. So it's a new 4K restoration. It is a Dolby Atmos, so it's been remixed for Atmos.
Yeah.
It has tons of extras. Tons of stuff. And it was overseen by it's so funny, Walt Disney Studios. The Walt Disney Studios restoration team, the 10-month project, included a meticulous digital scan and preservation process that ensures every frame of the cult classic, and it's presented with unprecedented clarity and vibrancy. The restoration also features a newly remixed Dolby Atmos audio track, bringing enhanced depth and dimension to the film's iconic soundtrack. For purists and longtime fans, the original mono audio has been fully restored as well, allowing audiences to experience the film exactly as it was heard when it first premiered 5 decades ago. So, I mean, that's pretty cool if you're a Rocky Horror fan. I mean, the cult movie of all cult movies coming out. Will you be buying this release, Dieter? Do you want to do the time warp again? Do you believe in science fiction?
Like you said, Rob, now, when I think about it, watching it alone, no idea. Perhaps there's a Schnäppchen.
Are you a sweet transvestite? Transylvanian. Come on. All right, maybe not. All right, well, it's coming. It's certainly coming. And now we move on to American Pie. The American Pie 4K release. We already got it. Did we get this from 88 Films? Is that what we got?
Correct. In the UK. This is for the
So it already came out in the UK. It's coming out domestically in a beautiful steelbook. And there you go. If you want extra added ingredients in your apple pies, well, then you can watch this movie. And it's coming out. And now I got to say, Scream Factory, Shout Factory, they have a really interesting October release slate. Dieter's favorite movie, probably, The End of Days with Arnold Schwarzenegger, coming out in 4K. Arnold. Coming out. I mean, this is kind of a wacky movie. But, the apocalypse...
It totally had that great beginning rope where I thought, wait, Arnold is acting now.
I know, right?
We're getting here.
I
then,
know.
like you said, it got wacky.
Isn't this Peter Hyams? Did Peter Hyams direct this?
I think so, Rob.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, for End of Days, the problem with this movie is it doesn't have a lot of scope. You think the End of Days would be global, but it's not. But it's a diversion. Speaking of Danger Diabolic, Mario Bava's brilliant Black Sunday, one of my favorite horror movies ever made, in 4K. Now, when you got me Planet of the Vampires in Germany, I don't know if they released this in 4K. I think they did.
No,
But
I don't think so, Rob. But
okay. Well, then, getting this in 4K, a.k.a. Barbara Steele, a.k.a. Mask of the Demon. A great 4K, if that's the case. This is the first time we have it. I love this movie so much. I wish I could get back my Italian. I had an original Italian 4-sheet of this that is hanging up at the 3rd floor. The previous company in Hollywood. I'd love to get this back. There are 2 posters they have that I wish I didn't sell. Yeah. Both are Italian 4-sheets. One is for this, and the other is for Zombie, a.k.a. Dawn of the Dead. Catch-22, Mike Nichols' amazing adaptation of the novel. Alan Arkin in Catch-22. I mean, this is a must-buy classic film. Which, hey, what's not to love? Then we've got Klaus Kinski and Werner Herzog's... No, not Klaus.
Klaus.
Okay, Klaus Kinski, Isabella Gianni, and Bruno Gantz, who, by the way, is in Wings of Desire, but you wouldn't know that because you haven't seen it. Nosferatu. So I love this movie, too. It's great. Coming out. Oliver Stone's Savages, based on Don Winslow's great novel. I fucking love this movie. I love this movie, not quite the way I love To Live and Die in L.A., but I love this movie. It's got a great cast. It's amazing. Love it. Again, the great collaboration that Shout has been doing with Oliver Stone is amazing. Then Evangelion, the first of the 4 Evangelion movies, is coming out. Now, I am not sure. I got to check this to make sure. Is this 4K?
Don't you have
I do. I do. I have this, but okay, this is a Blu-ray.
I'm confused a little bit.
Yeah, I don't. This is a Blu-ray. I have these 4 movies. I've got the 4th one in 4K, but not the first 3.
Okay.
I love the Evangelion movies. It's kind of a retelling of the Evangelion series, which also has multiple endings. But hey, and more packaging, more Evangelion movies. Love the Evas, love the Angels. I might buy it. Who knows? Then we have a Chinese ghost story trilogy. This is their Hong Kong cinema classics. They got the Golden Princess library, so they have access to these things. We're seeing the first of these coming out. It's Chinese Ghost Story, Chinese Ghost Story 2, and a Chinese Ghost Story 3 in a big box set. Definitely worth getting. Why not? Great stuff. Then we have a new Halloween 3 Season of the Witch steelbook. I love the TV on the outside of it. That's kind of cool. I mean, I have this, but this steelbook's neat. I love Halloween 3. Who doesn't? And then we have the Dark Crystal coming out in a steelbook. Again, a re-release, which is cool. I like that. And then we have Hush, this box set of Hush.
Flanagan.
Which is good. So there you go. I think I forgot the Labyrinth 4K. Did I forget it? Probably did. I'm sorry. But Flanagan such. Then we got The Place Beyond the Pines. I like this movie. Bradley Cooper, Ryan Gosling, Eva Mendes, and Ray Liotta. Look at babyface Ryan Gosling. So that's cool. Great crime thriller. I enjoyed it. So there you go. The director of Blue Valentine directed this. And then, so that's fun. And then we have the box set of Hong Kong Gamblers and Gangsters, a box set. It's celebrating the popular gambling and crime drama subgenres of Asian cinema. Hong Kong Gamblers and Gangsters presents 6 films that deal out intrigue and thrills in equal measure. And we have Casino Tycoon 2, Challenge of the Gamesters. That could have been a sequel to the Star Trek episode The Gamesters of Triskelion, but it's not. Destiny's Champion, Godfather from Canton, and Loving You. And there you go. And these are all Blu-rays. So that's cool. I mean, I haven't seen any of these, so why not get them? Great stuff. Now then we have, this is Radiance's new releases. Again, Radiance bringing the heat, which is very exciting. These are their November releases. This is 3 films by Robert Hossein, and they are, let's see, what are the films? This is What They Say, a prison break, femme fatales, and a genre-defining Western. Robert Hossein, who made Rafifi, one of the great caper movies of all time, was both behind and in front of the camera, one of French cinema's great unsung stylists, and these are 3 of his finest genre exploits. The Ogre of Athens. Oh, no, that's a different one. What are they called? Well, it doesn't say. Well, Wicked Games. There you go. Coming out. Radiance coming in hot. Then we have The Ogre of Athens. This is a different movie. It's not part of that. And this sounds kind of cool. It's about a comedy of errors ensues. We have Thomas, who is a modest bank clerk, and he is mistaken for the Ogre, a notorious criminal mastermind who rules the streets of Athens. Suddenly, men reject him, and women are interested in him. It's all he's ever wanted. However, everything comes with a price, and Thomas is soon out of his depth when his unwitting white lie unravels. Rich with physical comedy and sharp social commentary, this is a satirical crime drama from the director of Young Aphrodites. And it was a commercial disaster upon release and is now considered to be a true classic of modern Greek cinema. There you go. Now, here we go. Radical Japan, Nagisa Oshima. And we've got the first volume of Radical Japan explores the films of the new wave icon Nagisa Oshima, who made Cruel Story of Youth, Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. And it is one of the most vital, challenging, and admired bodies of work in the history of cinema. And this box set presents the Blu-ray premieres of Oshima's finest features across 7 discs. In the Catch, Diary of a Shinjuku Thief, Boy, The Man Who Left His Will on Film, The Ceremony, and Dear Summer Sister. And these films go from 61 to 72. So, important films, none of which I have seen. So, there you go. Then we have, I fucked this up clearly. They have a new label. They've started a new label. And this new label is called, I think it's called Transmission. Okay. Transmission is their new label, and the first of them is Night of the Juggler, which I've actually never seen. I've only read about, so that's exciting. Yeah. So there you go, and they're putting that out as part of their new label. So I don't know what makes it different from their regular Radiance label, but it is coming out. Oh, see, I got better. There, I fixed it. So that is coming out from them, and Night of the Juggler. So that's cool. And then we have another cult title that I think everyone wants. SX Experiment Love Camp. Not to be confused with Nazi Love Camp. This is from 88 Films. And possibly the most infamous entry into the Nazi-sploitation genre. SS experiment camp is a harrowing and deliberately triggering experience which, even by today's standards, is as powerful as it was when it was originally released in 1976. From its provocative tabloid baiting original poster of a naked woman dangling crucified naked, the movie pushed the boundaries as far as it could. Set in the tail end of World War II, we follow the deranged experiments performed on innocent prisoners of war by the utterly sadistic and evil Colonel von Kleiben in his attempt to create the perfect Aryan race. Shocking, notorious, and endlessly exploitative, this movie continues to disgust audiences all over the globe nearly 50 years after its original release. And this is in 4K from its original camera negative. It's in Dolby Vision. So
Holy moly. I'm in, Rob. I'm in.
this is actually Nazi Love Camp. Now, I have to tell you, I had an original one sheet of this poster that I hung up in my college dorm room, and you could see it through my window in the courtyard, and people complained. I thought that I was being, provocative. But this movie is truly beyond the pale. And I can tell you, you don't get these movies made anymore. King and Country. This is coming out from Kino Lorber, a classic tale, this one. This is from 1964. And in this World War I drama, English Army Private Arthur Hemp, played by Tom Courtenay, is accused of deserting his company while on the battlefield. Defended at his trial by the initially unsympathetic upper-crust lawyer Captain Hargreaves, played by Dirk Bogarde, Hemp could face a firing squad if found guilty. During the course of the trial, Hargreaves begins to empathize with Hemp, who dealt with horrible conditions in the trenches that are depicted in vivid detail, along the lines of Paths of Glory, maybe. So, what's not to love? Blake 7 Season 2 coming out in Blu-ray. They've done restoration on the visual effects. I need to pick up Season 1. I love Blake 7. It ran 4 seasons. It's a terrific science fiction show, one of the best ever made, if you've never seen it. It's a BBC show, so it's shot on videotape or 16 millimeter, but there's great stuff in it. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. And then, of course, Imprint releasing K-Pax. They have a series of films coming out. I actually like this movie. Is Kevin Spacey really an alien from a different planet? You be the judge. Jeff Bridges has to find out in K-Pax. Then we got directed by John Huston, Wise Blood, Under the Volcano, and The Dead. I love Under the Volcano and Wise Blood. The Dead's okay. I didn't love it, but it's okay. You can get that box set, part of their director's series. Last Exit to Brooklyn, Jennifer Jason Leigh, in a movie that is not very glamorous, but I like it. It's hard to watch sometimes, but it's pretty good. Frankie and Johnny, a romance with Michelle Pfeiffer and Al Pacino. Kind of charming. What's not to love? Then we've got Afterglow, which I've actually never seen, but hey, they're putting it out, so why not check it out if you're interested? Then I already put down K-Pax. Let's see, what did I do these twice? Then Lulu on the Bridge, which I actually saw in the theater. Pretty good film. And then, of course, The Quiet American. Quiet American coming out, and those are all from Imprint, and they come in those hard boxes. Again, what's not to love about them? And then, Glory of Glories, let's go, Kino Lorber. William Friedkin's Rampage. Coming out, Kino Lorber, thank you, Kino Lorber. I mean, I think we're almost... All we need is like the Brinks job and Deal of the Century, and we might have all of William Friedkin's movies out. This is a hardcore serial killer film. Really, really good stuff. There's different versions of this movie, and I don't know if they've got multiple. Oh, there's 2 versions of the film: the original director's cut and the recut theatrical version. And it's out. This comes in on 4K and Blu-ray. That's pretty dope. And there's Howard Berger does an audio commentary, and there's an interview with true crime writer Harold Schechter on this. The special edition includes both the director and the theatrical cut of the film. The director's cut premiered at some festivals in 1987 and was shelved for 5 years. In 1992, Miramax acquired the film, edited the film by 5 minutes, and gave the film its long overdue theatrical release. So, as a Friedkin fan, I'm excited. And you'll get excited by this, Dieter.
Rob Howard Berger from K&B?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, nice.
Then we have 11 Days, 11 Nights 2. So I guess that would mean 22 nights. And, Dieter, 88 films. We've got, of course, this is Joe D'Amato's 11 Days, 11 Nights 2 from 1991. From softcore master Joe D'Amato, 70s bush porn, comes this solid entry into his erotic movie canon. In this steamy tale of desire and money, a young woman named Sarah has to act as the executor for the will of her ex-lover, Lionel Durrington. And to ensure that the heir is honorable and worthy, she must work her way through all of them to decide who the fortune must go to. But as she meets and sleeps with each heir, she uncovers dark family secrets, and this is shot in classic 80s soft focus, and it contains a pounding soundtrack. I'll bet it does. This movie contains some incredibly inventive setups. This is smooth erotica created for the more discerning fan of the genre. That's you, Dieter. So there you go. That's coming to us again from 88 films. I don't know, man. 91 softcore is not my favorite era, but that's all right. And then we have Out of Season. Look at that. Out of Season. What is that? I have no idea, but I'm going to read to you what it is. It's from VCI. VCI has like the same 10 movies they've released forever, but this has a great cast. Out of Season from 1975. Alan Bridges directed it. Cliff Robertson, Susan George, Vanessa Redgrave, and Frank Jarvis. And this comes out early November. Anne and Joanna, a mother-daughter team, run a quaint hotel in a picturesque seaside resort in Dorset. When Joe Turner, a long-lost lover from Anne's past, comes back on the scene after 20 years, he soon finds himself being pulled in two different directions, especially after discovering Anne has a full-grown and very attractive young daughter. Bow, chicka, bow, bow. Attempts to rekindle the relationship with Anne are sabotaged when he realizes the flirtatious Joanna is attracted to him and also vying for his attention. Despite his strong feelings for Anne, Joe finds himself being strongly attracted to Joanna and is unable to resist her advances. Little does he know, Anne harbors a dark secret that could change the whole course of his life. Well, there you go. You know what, Dieter? I think it's always a good never sleep with the daughter of an old lover. It just doesn't go well. Out of Season's coming. You can get it. Drug-O-Rama Video Party is coming. I'm not kidding. This is an actual release. Drug-O-Rama Video Party is coming from the American Genre Film Archive. And the Blu-ray Drug-O-Rama Video Party is a collection of things from 1968 to 70. It comes out on September 30th. It has... In the 1990s, Something Weird Video hypnotized a generation of movie maniacs by unearthing the most radically surreal genre films of all time, all via the magic of VHS. Drug-O-Rama Video Party is a loving tribute to those cathode ray tube-fueled days, featuring 4 drug and sex-crazed features, all preserved from the original Something Weird. These are movies that came from S-Video Masters. So these are ports from S-Video. Help Wanted Female from 1968, dementedly campy and just plain demented. This sexploitation murder party stars Sebastian Gregory as an LSD-fueled serial killer named Sebastian Gregory. Hedonistic Pleasures from 1969. This is Hollywood, baby, the world's biggest whore. So begins this bizarro psychedelic documentary about La La Land's Sexual Underground from the producers of The Hard Road. Alice in Acid Land from 69. 1 part after-school special and all parts unreal. The dreamy riff on Lewis Carroll's classic follows a drug-crazed sex kitten as she plunges headfirst down the wrong rabbit hole. And finally, The Hard Road, the ultimate collision between exploitation and classroom scare films. This is a knockout by director Gary Graver. And it's more pill-popping than Valley of the Dolls. Now, I haven't even seen this, but you can get this on... There's a trailer for this, and I'm going to drop the trailer. I'm going to drop the trailer into the live chat. If you want to see it, here's the trailer for this title. And yes, it's real. And that's, of course, Drug-O-Rama Video Party, the Blu-ray, taken from S-Video Masters. Hilarious. Now, this is really interesting. This next thing is news from Criterion. And Criterion is going to relaunch their Eclipse label. Now, I believe that these were only ever on, I want to say they were only ever on DVD? Were they only, I don't know if they were on I'm not up on their Eclipse label, but they're coming out. So Criterion has announced it will relaunch. It will relaunch the Eclipse series as a Blu-ray in November. The first Eclipse Blu-ray title will be Eclipse Series 47, Abbas Kiarostami, the early shorts and features. The label is also prepping the Eclipse sets of the 6 extraordinary features directed by Kinuo Tanaka, Japan's first successful woman director, and 5 searingly radical documentaries from the husband and wife team of Kazuo Hara and Sachiko Kobayashi. So they're bringing these back. They're going to bring back upgrades of Carlos Sora's electrifying flamenco trilogy and Ernst Lubitsch's joyously risque pre-code musicals. So that's cool that they're bringing that back. I'm sure a lot of film fans are going to be happy about that. Very cool, very cool. And then we have Napoleon, Abel Gantz's Napoleon, which is amazing, restored in 4K. This is coming to us from France. I mean, I saw this in the theater, the 4 hours of it when it first came out. It's the 1927 silent film. It's truly a knockout, and it's totally worth getting. And it's from the French label Potemkin. And they're doing a 4K release and Blu-ray releases of Napoleon. The 2 releases will introduce the recent 4K restoration of the grand version of the film. And it's an amazing biopic of Napoleon. It's one of the most incredible films ever made, even though it's a silent movie. I saw this in the theater when they re-released it in the 80s or when it was released in the 80s. It was incredible. And now we're getting it on 4K, so that's amazing. Then we've got the film This Is My Father with James Caan and Aidan Quinn. And I've never seen this, but hey, what a cast. And then we've got Last Known Address. And this is another great, I mean, obviously, these foreign crime thrillers. I don't know if Max has ever seen this, but I love these. I love these European crime thrillers. I can't get enough of them. It's coming out. And then we have the Corpse Bride 20th Anniversary Steelbook. The 4K disc is coming out. That's exciting. And then, of course, the famous Gary the Wrath of God, Werner Herzog's movie, very famous, Klaus Kinski. This is a terrific movie. BFI is putting this out in 4K. What's not to love? Every respectable film fan should have this in their collection. Then we have Lamberto Bava coming out on Kino Lorber's Raro label. I don't know Body Puzzle, but it is, in fact, coming out, and Body Puzzle is from 1992, and Joanna Pacula's in it. Body Puzzle is a thrillingly macabre slasher movie from the Giallo master Lamberto Bava, who did Demons, of course, Mario Bava's son. It tells the tragic story of a mourning widow. Not only has her pianist husband Abe died in an auto accident, but someone keeps breaking into her house and leaving severed body parts lying around. Hey, right up my alley. I'll watch that. There we go.
I don't know that label at all. Raro.
Well, they're part of Kino, and they've put out some great foreign stuff. And then we've got from Kino Cult, Death Packs a Suitcase, a Jess Franco movie. Kino Cult, the weirdest collection of cult thrillers, but I'll watch them all. So thank you, Kino Cult, for bringing us Death Packs a Suitcase. I guess he needs clothes where he's going. Then we've got Rockers. The movie Rockers coming out in 4K. And Rockers from MVD Entertainment. This is from 1978. And in the heart of Kingston's music scene, reggae drummer Horsemouth dreams of making it big by distributing records on his brand new motorcycle. When the bike is stolen, Horsemouth rallies a group of legendary musicians to track it down and take on the corrupt elite exploiting their community. Packed with raw energy, unforgettable performances, and a pulsating soundtrack, Rockers is a vibrant, rebellious ride through the streets and sound systems and soul of 1970s Jamaica. I'd watch that. That's really cool. I don't know this movie, but 1970s Jamaica, and it's all about the music. Hey, count me in. And then we come to drive-in double feature. This is interesting. So Joe Bob Briggs is putting out a drive-in double feature of things that we've already got before the last drive-in. So this is coming to us from Shudder. And once again, proving that the drive-in will never die, iconic horror host and exploitation movie aficionado Joe Bob Briggs is back with an all-new Last Drive-In. Meet America's foremost drive-in expert who has been slinging B-movie bull stuff longer than Possum's been playing dead. And this has Suitable Flesh and Mayhem. So these Stephen Yen and Samara Weaving's Mayhem, and then we've got Suitable Flesh. Those are recent movies. So it'll be interesting. Yeah. Is he going to comment on them like Elvira? I don't know. But
no idea.
That's interesting. There's our eclectic lineup for the week. And then let's look at the charts. Best-selling Blu-ray discs in all formats. That would be including 4K. Right. Final Destination, Sinners, Small Soldiers, Cobra, a Minecraft movie, Serenity, Barry Lyndon, The Amateur, Sorcerer, and Carnal Knowledge. Look at those Criterion. 3 Criterions. Barry Lyndon, Sorcerer, and Carnal Knowledge. You go, Criterion. Then the top 4Ks are Final Destination, Small Soldiers, nice. Sinners, Cobra, Serenity, Barry Lyndon, Sorcerer, Carnal Knowledge, The Stuff from Arrow, Larry Cohen's movie, and Transformers the movie from Shout. So there you go, Deets. That is all the news that's fit to print, buddy.
Nicely done, Rob. Nicely done. So you can take a break, Rob, unless we have some super chats left that came in.
It's a good question. I haven't checked. Let's take a gander. Does anybody want to mouth off to us? I'm sure they do.
Correct.
Sub McShave says he left an email about the book. I don't know why that passed me by. Walter White Walker says, as a blind guy, I can't say enough about how they do language in HBO's Warrior using as little subtitles as possible. It's brilliant, and it's got great action. Well, Walter White Walker, best soundtrack to a bad movie? Judgment Night. I would agree with you. Judgment Night is not great. The soundtrack is great, though. 200 Watt Studio says, if you like Firefly and Serenity, you'll see the roots for it in Blake's 7. That's true. I agree with that. So I will turn it over to you. We are caught up in Super Chats.
Okay.
So give us the live chat, buddy.
Let me just see where do we start, because we had the little snafu last week. So I will go through them again. Admiral, on Let's Get Physical Media. Admiral, can someone explain those odd numbers behind the name? Admiral, I looked it up on Google. What does it mean? It means the interaction that someone has in the live chat, and if you click on the crown, you can see who's at the top of the list with his most interactions in the live chat. I actually Googled because I was curious what is up with this crown and this number, so you can see who has the most interactions in the live chat. Professor Deng, still kind of shocked how not a lot of people in the United States know who Robbie Williams is. Yeah, it is shocking. Justin Toner, I saw Superman last Sunday. I enjoyed it. Professor Deng, Man of Steel is an amazing movie, but it's not for everyone. And Brunotto, disappointed by Superman as well. Kyle Cinema said, I discussed it with Rob on the member chat, and I called it Justice League Light 2.0. Thomas Bartoldi, Superman was fun, had its moment, and it was okay, but it wasn't like, wow, blown away, which it should have been. Marco, F1 wowed me more in the first 5 minutes than Superman did the whole film. Adventure Square, Superman was such a good movie, it's too bad people can't get into fun things anymore. And Kyle Cinema answered him, it's not about not getting into fun things anymore, it's not about using goofy humor and Saturday cartoony silliness for any storytelling depth and character development. Stubble McShave. I felt like Dieter concerning Superman. Superhero movies just don't do it for me anymore. Eugene Music had the right idea. We demand the Snyder Cut of James Gunn's Superman. Aiden Kosick just surprised my mom with the Selma and Louise Criterion, and she surprised me with the Howard the Duck Limit to 4K Steelbook. Good to have family that knows each other. Juju says, considering the box office numbers for Superman, Mexico and China leading the international numbers. Certainly, because Germany isn't at all. Superman is already at the last place, top 10, be out. Oh, what's your favorite Jackie Chan 4K release? I explained it a little bit last week. For me, it's nice to have the movies in 4K, but it's more.
Be careful, because it's peaking. So be careful not to get too close to the mic.
Okay. Walter Whitewalker. The Megan popcorn bucket looked pretty awesome. Marco, the amount of money Dieter has spent on physical media is probably he probably could have funded Rob's next project. Perhaps I could have done that if he would bring the budgets down. Sean Gin, dude by.
You're clipping, Deech. You're clipping when you're talking because you're close to the mic.
Yeah, okay, Rob, but you told me put the volume up. Put the volume up.
No, I know, but it's just you're speaking to. It just happens when I know. It's my fault. It is my fault.
Bruce Leroy Sklow. Dieter keeps his promises. At least I try to. Doug Hierophant. Rock wouldn't have made it big if it wasn't for the first female action star, Jennifer Lawrence. Certainly. Actually, just seen Superman times. Perhaps we'll see about.
We're working on that.
The future, and we had 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, no, 2 weeks or 1 week ago, of course, talked about the Martyrs for Kaysen. Adventure Square, Martyrs is one of those impressive, disturbing movies I'm never gonna watch again. Philip Boyle, okay, no, this is someone considering with Max. Thomas Logan, there are such few horror films that are truly transcendent. Martyrs is one of the top 5 of that very limited list. Straight on X. And Albedal continues, those cons here in Germany are pretty much ridiculous. Danzig 1979, could Dietz not host the show in Rob's absence? I have no technical power over that, Danzig. Walter Whitewalker. Rob needs to send Dieter Croft Superstars in 4K so he can get caught up on far out space nuts. Okay? No idea what Croft Superstars.
I wish that could never exist in 4K though.
I would a free end in not copies of To Live and Die in LA, because Rob told us that he did sell some stuff to pay for other stuff.
Not
so
any of those.
There was no copy of To Live and Die in LA in those sold movies. 88 miles per hour. Dieter, what screen do you watch the films on? I still rock in my very old now Panasonic. This stuff. but it's worth it. And Ellie, the final Metamorphosis, says the last canon movie. And Blade Out says, I like Maxine more than most of it. Nice. Gordon Vedell finally caught up to the live stream. Don't think I missed much. Never saw Street Knight. Perfect Weapon was okay. Perfect Weapon was awesome. And Chuck knows this too. Paul and Brunotto. I finally saw Martyrs yesterday, and what the foop. The Alex Sorber, love Eureka, but Martyrs is not for me either. Adventure Square, I was glad to see what the fuss was about with Martyrs, but I was left with a what the fuck feeling at the end. Need more movies like like that. See Martyrs about on it.
Deets, you know what it is. Hang on a second. You know what it, you know why it's clipping? It's because you're talking away from the microphone, as opposed to because you're reading the chat. If you can put the chat where you can see it, so your mouth can be pointed at the mic. That's what's happening.
Okay. I don't know if I dare watch Martyrs. Cult Cinema. Gone.
And now you're getting too close. You're getting too close to the mic. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Hopefully this will work.
Now you got it.
And the people still talk about what it means even to this day. Danzig 1979. Never seen Martyrs. I'm curious.
That's
I can
perfect.
handle extreme horror. The Steelbook. The Alex Sorber. I hated Space 1999 when I was a kid. Nothing has changed. I wonder how many copies of the Ilsa series Rob and Dieter already have. Actually, not really that. But remember. Now we come to last.
Dude, it's still breaking up. What you're It's still breaking up because you're the mic can't it's catching your voice off to the side.
Okay.
See, yeah, just be mindful of staying back a little bit, but talking directly into your mic. There you go.
Okay, so where do I have it? Marvel Star Wars Fanatic. I got a Panasonic 4K player this week, along with Thunderbolts in 4K. Looking forward to watching it on there. Kondo 0073. Evening from the UK, gents. Just started watching Lethal Weapon. Wow, the picture is incredible and pops. Kondo 007 goes on. Anyone see Naked Gun? Is it really as funny as they say? Very mixed stuff about it. The Alex Sorber, F1 is great. Naked Gun, Superman, and Fantastic Four, I will never know. Too short for those. Then we go on to right there's Snow. F4 was great. I loved it. Right? Brian Knight, 77897. Robert, with movie studios avoiding Comic-Con for CinemaCon, is Comic-Con returning to pre-Iron Man times, where comic books and not movies were... Rob can certainly answer this, but I just think this year there were not a lot of stuff they could have shown at Comic-Con.
Yeah, look, the real problem is the audience for comic books is small. and everybody else prefers multimedia. So the one thing that when the studios are dominating, when they have their presentations at Comic-Con, everybody wants to go, and what it does is it brings in crowds that, people want to know what's happening in Doomsday and what's happening in the new Spider-Man movie. So you have exponentially larger throngs of people. I thought Comic-Con, the floor was still really busy, but I thought there was a really interesting, eclectic mix. I mean, look, anybody who's on YouTube will tell you that people are really, en masse, are only interested in when you're talking about whatever's the top 10 Superman, Fantastic Four, now not even so much weapons, but it's Star Wars, Marvel, and everything else has a fraction of the interest. And it's Star Wars, Marvel, and that's about it. And the thing about Comic-Con is there's so much of everything that what's great when the major studios come is that there's no dominant force at Comic-Con, which means everything is up for grabs. And it makes it much more interesting because not everyone's just going, I have to get into Hall H to see the new Avengers panel. So I felt that the great thing about Comic-Con, it used to be the eclectic nature of how much was there. Not just comics, but all different kinds of things. And there was no dominant force. There was nothing there that was... But since with the advent of these huge, over the last 25 years especially, these giant comic book movies, or Star Wars or whatever, that's what people are most interested in. So that kind of drives the convention. But this year what was so great about it was back to the whole... There was a lot more diversity in terms of things you could go see, and there wasn't one dominating force at the convention, which was nice.
Yeah. But perhaps they will come back next year. Marvel Star Wars fanatic. I really like Jurassic World Rebirth, actually. Andre Haynes, F4 story was simpler and more focused, whereas Soups was too chaotic and didn't engage me. Marvel Star Wars Fanatic 6, but Mission Impossible, the final rank, still my favorite movie of 2025. And then Fantastic Four's First Steps is at number 2. I love First Steps. Okay? Enrique Cadaver 8841. I saw Together, the movie with Alison Brie.
I gotta go see that.
Frankel. And Naked Gun, they showed a trailer for Chris Stuckman's Shelby Oaks before Together. I have never seen it before. Strange, it's not on YouTube or his own channel. I think it should be up. Rob, have you? Shelby Oaks? I have not.
Twice. Twice in the theater. Yeah.
Okay.
It looks.
Your take a little bit?
It looks okay. I mean, it looks a little standard, but we'll see. Yeah. I want it to be good. I'm hoping it's good.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah. Adventure Square. By the way, caught Fantastic Four and was rather fantastic for me. Okay. And Miele, 57. Yup. Fantastic Four was good. And I said that I had seen the show, which I totally enjoyed. BCH2 was pretty good. Excellent. Correct. And David Guy, 209, I really enjoyed. Movie Geek Dutch, considering empty envelope that they even sent the envelope, but okay, there was nothing in it. Movie Geek, the show will change it. Let's get physical. Nothing.
Yeah.
David Guy 209. Batman 1966 be received if it was released for the first time today. David Guy, I actually would love to go around a modern movie showing older audience, how would they react? I don't know how it would be received today. Movie Geek, the and all was me, because wants trash out of the way before he shows the actual good stuff.
No, you're people want to hear from you.
To show. Filmmaniac, you guys never mentioned first years. Yep, because we are not really covering hardware. I didn't even only had not.
Well, I will say this. The real exciting thing is Panasonic has jumped back into the American market with OLEDs.
Ooh, nice. That's nice to
I
know.
want to grab their 77. I mean, I don't have the money to do it now, but I'd love to get that 77-inch OLED. Ooh, yeah.
I can understand that, bro. Alex. Hey.
Dude, you're in because you're getting too close to the mic. I know it's.
So
I know.
Unfortunately, and should other chances to buy it. Break. People.
Hang on. Our stream has been cut off. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, now we're back. Wait a minute. I don't know. They're doing this thing again. Oh, we're back. Okay, we're good.
We're good.
No,
Okay.
they're Yeah, you're getting away from the mic again. I'm just saying. We're back.
Back.
Theoretically. No, you know what? Again, this is so, hang on, this is very frustrating. Oh, we're back. Now we're back.
Okay.
I have no idea why we're suddenly back. I mean, I always wonder if this is my internet provider, on a Sunday, or why it always is squeeze. But we seem to be back.
Okay.
So, go ahead. You're back.
We're back. Back on.
Yeah, we're back on. Just talk into the mic, though.
Mr. Gonzalez, 0978. Eden, is it out on Blu-ray already? Yes. In Germany, you can already get it. And considering I told you what the movie about, Brian Boru said, sold it, I'm getting Eden. Report back to me. And he does bigger by the week. Yeah, they certainly do. Tom Jr. Jackson said was already in Germany and out on disc is because there's no US distributor. Really the strange part. American production, one kind of star get an US distributor wanted to distribute the movie. Almost 2 weeks. Secular Monk 66527. Rob may be a crazy psychotic Zionist, but he's my crazy psychotic Zionist. Grayskull. No, the Italian was not said properly. Deeds. Castle Grayskull. Phil Manic says Diabolic, Barbarella, Rocky Horror, and the connected universe. Tell me I'm wrong. I actually don't, because I think
I like that idea. I think you're right.
Yeah. Movie Geek Dutch. Any news on the Barbarella remake? It has been said for a while, but nothing new besides the American Eagle. Apocalypse Cow. Watching from in thunderstorm. It's the perfect place to watch. Let's get physical media. Rosa 1774. I picked up any single blue 3 series collection. Ultraviolet, Aku Rose, Screen. I don't know any of those 3. Adventure Square, Thunderbolts was better than. And Bo Edmonds, Thunderbolts is my favorite Marvel movie this year. Nice. Thunderbolts better than Fantastic Four in my opinion. And Major Chai Chai, I enjoyed Thunderbolts. is felt like anti-gaming. Felt like anti-gaming. Played